Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the ESL Mobile Challenge for Brawl Stars. From their humble beginnings at the ESL Mobile Open through the ladders as well as the play-ins, the top 8 Brawl Star teams from 3 different countries will now fight it out to reach up and touch the stars. My name is AJ, I'm the Mustachio with the one and only Victor Cax down here to bring you all of the hottest action from today.
That's right, AJ. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it, over the last month, and we're finally here. This is going to be the challengers now. They're going to be fighting off against each other to see who is the best of them all. So we can dispense all of the speculations, we can dispense with all of the guesswork. Now we can find out for real who is the top Brawl Stars team here in Asia Pacific.
Absolutely. Now, if you are wondering how do you bring your own team into the ESL Mobile Open to be a part of, the play-ins, the ladders, as well as the challenge as well, check out this video and you'll know exactly what you need to.
Welcome to ESL Mobile, the home of mobile esports. ESL Mobile is a global program designed to give you an opportunity to compete in your favorite mobile games, featuring multiple game titles, taking place in 3 regions and offering 2 levels of competition. There's something here for everyone. ESL Mobile Open is the gateway to competitive play, free to join and open to any resident of our supported regions. This is the best way for you to enjoy the thrill of victory and take your shot at winning cash prizes. Each season of Mobile Open will consist of 2 ladders, and the top competitors from each will qualify for the Mobile Open play-ins. ESL Mobile Challenge is your path to glory. If you are a top competitor in the Mobile Open play-ins, you will earn a spot in the Mobile Challenge season. The top team from each ladder will skip the play-ins and qualify directly for the Mobile Challenge season. This is where you'll have the chance to compete against the best players in your region. At the end of each season, top Mobile Challenge players will compete in the Mobile Challenge Finals to determine a winner and be crowned their region's champion. ESL Mobile is for everyone. This is your opportunity to join a diverse and growing community of players across the world and see just how far you can go.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That's exactly how you jump in and be a part of all of this action at a minimum age of 16. That's all you need to be to jump right in. Make sure you have enough members in your team. And, some of these competitions within the ESL Mobile Open itself, Victor, has got a minimum number of games to complete within those ladders itself in order to be able to qualify for the play-ins as well. Of course, the challenge in here, right? As for the 8 teams here, they've sorted all of that out and they've beaten so many other teams to reach this pinnacle. But it's not the end of the journey yet. The top 4 will, of course, move on to the playoffs. Who are these 8 teams, Victor?
Well, these are our challengers. These are representing 3 different countries here. They are showing what Asia Pacific has to offer when it comes to Brawl Stars talent. And in terms of that, these guys have not really failed to impress us at all because, frankly, through watching all the highlights we've seen so far from the Brawl Stars, these teams here really represent some of the cream of the crop here. We've got hailing from all the way from Singapore, we've got Waffle Monsters, and then as well as Byro, also from Singapore. Then we got Sunny Side Up, hailing from Indonesia, the only Indonesian team in the top 8 here, mind you. Then we've got Crazy Lagoon, hailing all the way from the shores of Japan, who joins up with Team Flash as well. Team Flash hailing from Singapore, so they joined the compatriots Waffle Monsters and Byro as being one of the 4 Singaporean representatives here in the Challengers. Of course, we have Team Jupiter and Tropa Suprema, 2 Japanese teams who are certainly here to prove that they are some of the teams to beat here amongst the top 8. And last but not least, we have Last Wolf, the last Singaporean team to round up our top 8 challengers here.
Ooh, okay, now all of these teams as they drop in here, right? We've already watched the format video earlier from the ESL Mobile Open, and of course 4 of these teams, they managed to secure the top the cream of the crop, the number one as well as the number two spot on those ladders to qualify straight up for the challenges. The others, they had to, of course, go through those play-ins. Either way, we finally get to see all of them lumped in to fight it off. It is going to be a single round robin, Victor, where each of these teams, when they move in for the fights, they'll be fighting it out in 5 sets, and each set is a best out of 3.
That's right. You think that coming to the challengers means that your journey is going to get easier, right? Well, not this case though, because a single round robin means that these teams will still have to fight many rounds here in order for them to prove themselves to be the top of their group. So running through a best of 5 series here means that they're going to be 5 different game modes that these teams here have to show their prowess in. So certainly it's going to be a major challenge for these teams here, but that's certainly what we hope for here at this mobile challenge, because we really want to amp up the pressure a little bit on these teams to really see who are the diamonds who can come out of the rough.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a quick look at the game modes that we will be running in through here today, because just like Victor and I have just mentioned, this will be the single round robin best out of 5 sets. So it's basically just BO5, right? If one of those teams go in there and they've already won 3 straight modes, we do not go on to set number 4 and 5. And here are the 6 modes that will be in rotation today: Brawl Ball, Bounty, Gem Grab, Siege, Heist, as well as the Hot Zone.
Yeah, a perfect blend of all the modes that we all have come to know and love, and certainly gives us a good variety of different challenges for the teams here as we have a look at the maps that will be played in today's round robin rounds. So out of all the 5 maps here, these are going to be the 5 maps that will be played here today. Starting off with the Brawl Ball map of Super Stadium, and then proceeding on to the Heist map of Hot Potato. Then we will go to the Hot Zone map of Split to become our 3rd set here, and followed by a bounty round here on Shooting Star. And should we go to a 5th set decider, we will take the battle to Ice Fort here for a gem grab round.
Yep, just dropping back to basics all the way down for some gem grab, of course, just to see if or not they can call it down the middle to see exactly who will be winning that particular series. Once again, best out of 5 each and every single set in here is a best out of 3. So let's take a quick look at today's schedule to see exactly who will be facing off whom, as we will move on with those single round robins. Jupiter will take on Sunny Side Up to open the day up, and then Tropa Suprema will meet Crazy Lagoon. Byro will then meet Waffles Monster in our 3rd series of the day, and to wrap it all up, Team Flash will be taken on Last Wolf.
Yeah, it's going to be a good series of matches here. Hope you guys will be able to join us all throughout the night here to catch us on all the action here, because as you have known, if you've watched some of our previous broadcasts, Brawl Stars action can be really fast. You blink once, you can miss it literally just like that. Well, in any case, let's go ahead and get excited now for our first matchup here. Jupiter versus Sunny Side Up. Indonesia on the left-hand side, Japan on the right-hand side. I mean, on to you now, AJ. What's going to be your expectations coming to our first matchup here?
Hey, we've seen, the rise of the Sunny Side Up, right? We quite honestly didn't expect much out of them in the first few of those games that we did see them run in. But we watched them qualify for the challenge in here, and what a way they took it up, right? Let's take a quick look at the lineup here, Victor, as Sunny Side Up will be looking to shine with Wayne, Maple Leaf, as well as Dreadlord down in those maps today.
All smiles there, especially on Maple Leaf. You can sense the confidence that these guys are having, coming into this competition, but with good reason as well. Sunny Side Up literally is representing their home country, Indonesia, here in the Challengers, so certainly a lot of burden on their shoulders, so let's hope these youngsters will take it in stride.
Oh, absolutely, man. And who will they be going up against later on? We will take a look. Their top pick so far has been Max as well as Sandy, and their top bans, Colette, Byron, as well as Poco, not wanting to deal with Colette in most of these situations. They've been able to, move their way around. But it really depends on those maps as well sometimes, right? Because leaving Colette open also means that Sunnyside Up will be able to drop in with some of those disastrous, or monstrous attacking games.
Well, seeing that they tend to favor a lot of high damage characters here, so it's no wonder that they want to ban out Poco all the time. Poco, hands down, one of the best healers in the game right now. Very viable across a lot of maps, so it's no surprise that Sunnyside Up being mainly on these assassin brawlers will want to ban out the Poco. So let's go ahead and have a gander right now at the Japanese challengers here. Team Jupiter, comprised of Tensai, Mamashi, Achapi, and their substitute is Saitampo.
Tensai. I mean, even just reading the names Tensai as well as Mameshi, I'm getting, I'm shaking already, man. These are the samurais on the stand dropping in, right? To slice up some, Sunnyside egg for themselves. Gene as well as Max, their top picks for the side of Jupiter. And the Japanese, they most of the times ban Carl, Stu, as well as Bell out of their games here, Gags.
Yeah, Stu, no surprise there. He's probably one of the strongest characters right now in this current season. It may not be the case, though, in future seasons, as we will discuss later on. But certainly, Jupiter, they know this game very well. They know exactly what needs to be done in order to win a lot of these rounds. So certainly going to be one of the teams that are that I would certainly want to focus a lot on, especially during this round robins. But nevertheless, coming down now to this first match here, I can't wait to see how things will turn out, because given that the first round is going to be Brawl Ball, it's going to be off to an explosive start, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, then again, we have seen some of these matches in Brawl Ball being played a little bit more tactically, as the gap in abilities kind of, narrow down as they get, better and better as we move up these stages at the ESL Mobile altogether, Victor. The matches just seem to get a little bit more tactical, right? As for the previous times we've seen some of these qualifiers, it's just, grab that ball and walk all the way through. It's not going to be as straightforward as we drop into some of these matches. These are the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme, right? Jupiter as well as Sunnyside Up. They both are aggressive and they have both checked each other out already. They'll be looking forward to, kind of taking in some of that damage first and seeing exactly how they can move the ball up. Let's see exactly how they choose to do that.
Yeah, so already off to a good start here. It's already going to be a pick off here on blue side, so that's already giving a bit of control for the Reds as they bring the ball mostly towards the blue end side. Now the Frank of Mamashi is going to be able to pick up the ball. He's going to be sending it leftwards. There's Tensai is going to be diving in, tries to get a gang onto Dreadlord, but Dreadlord being a little bit smarter is going to try to hold back. Unfortunately, he's going to get ganged upon by Tensai. Now it's going to be wide open. Oh, they kick the ball in. Achapi is going to be able to score the second goal here this round, so that's going to be 1-for-1 each.
Yep, and the next goal will be able to secure set number one. Tensai just moving up towards the ball. Achapi on it as well. A beautiful pass up, and he should be able to score this. Mameshi just will bring set number one to a close, Victor.
Wow. I love how fast this game was. I mean, we actually missed that first goal, coming into it. But that just goes to show, how chaotic and how quick a game of Brawl Ball can be, right? So very well done there. I think that last goal there certainly was he was so wide open. There was no way he was going to miss that last goal there. If he did, though, I think he's going to have a stern talking to by some of his teammates, I expect.
Yeah, I mean, there needs to be a very clear balance between the aggression as well as the defensive side that your team takes. Now, unfortunately, it just wasn't used to perfection there. They went all out, leaving themselves quite vulnerable to that attack and quite an easy goal to wrap up set number one. But that's not going to be too much of an issue at all. There are potentially 4 more, sets that they can bring this to, Victor.
Of course. This again, first round of the day. Cut them a little bit of slack. I mean, obviously, we still have a long series to go here, especially for these two teams. But let's see who's going to be coming up on top this time as we enter our second round here of this first set. Tensai trying to keep control over where the ball is. Achapi already trying to go for the flank, going very aggressively onto Maple there. Can he get the gango? He's almost able to get him down. He's able to take it down. Mamashi scores it right in front of the goal. And that's goal number 1 done for Jupiter.
So let's see if or not they will be able to pull this off yet again. Inside with the beautiful absorb of all of those damage, but will need to back away now as he will be able to pressure Maple off of the ball as well. Achapi grabs the ball, pushing it up. Mameshi absorbing all of the damage, but a little bit too much perhaps, Victor, as they will continue up. Achapi solo now, but has to deal with Dreadlord. Now, being reset will not be able to give you full ammo, so they have to be really careful when they are on those defenses as well, Victor.
Yeah, they have to be very, very careful about when they're going to get ganked like that. Maple's going to get ganked upon though by Ajapi. Not going to be enough to take him down, but it's enough to force him to back off as Mamashi now unleashes his own. Tries to go down in front. It's going to be a wide open goal now. Mamashi scores the second time here. Jupiter takes another round here to score off and pretty much square out this first set.
What a way to take it. Earlier on, the game was just a little too fast. This time, thankfully, we did manage to catch those goals, both back-to-back being hit by Jupiter to take 2-0 over the side of Sunnyside Up. Set number 1 has been taken by the Japanese. How will Sunnyside Up respond? Now, we have seen this from Sunnyside Up in the past where they don't really shine at the start and they do have the ability to ramp it up as we go. The aggression, falling a little short in the previous match, but this time around it was even easier for the side of Jupiter to score those goals. So I really wonder what is going on in the minds of Sunnyside Up with them.
Well, definitely, I think at this point now they are going to be thinking about the second map here, which is going to be Hot Potato. So, given that that first round didn't quite work out well for them, I think now it's just going to be an opportunity for them to kind of reset a little bit. Perhaps like whatever game plan they had going to that first round there kind of went out the window the moment those first goals got scored. So, I think like again, it's only just the first set, so they still have plenty of chances to try to mount a comeback here. So obviously, I think 100% of their focus now is going to be on this next map here, Hot Potato. So it's going to hinge a lot on the lineup, I think, for both of these teams here. As we enter the map now, Jupiter, they are going to be taking the blue side. Sunnyside Up going to be on the red. They are using a Brock and Ems here on the Jupiter's end. So Brock obviously will be able to provide lots and lots of damage at range there and almost takes out the Jesse in the process though. Now Tensi's going to try to move up into a very aggressive position here. Winnie might be able to punish him for it, and indeed he does get the pick off. So that's already actually does open up a bit of opportunity here for Amameshi to put a bit of hits onto the safe.
Oh, Dreadlord is just exposing himself a little too much. Achapi not really taking advantage of the situation, going straight up for the safe instead, and will get snuffed out. But I believe the damage has already been done by the side of Jupiter. But now the response being dropped right back through, but it's not enough at all. Achapi managing to respond in time. Maple being forced all the way back up. Sunnyside Up, although their aggression is quite good, they're just not going in here for that safe hit. And here comes Jupiter once again, but they will be able to close this off on the other side. Sunnyside Up, no!
I mean, classic situation right here. Like, you have everyone just so focused on one end of the map that they forget that the other side of the map is being ganked upon. And then she took the opportunity of the chaos there to slip behind when no one was watching to take out the safe when no one was there to defend it. Very well done here to Team Jupiter. Just showing, you need a bit of brains to pull off plays like that, right?
Yeah, and it was Tensai that moved up the first in there. And I felt like, that was just a little bit uncalled for in terms of that aggression. But he did manage to get a little bit of the damage done onto the save first. And that was a point where you felt like, okay, maybe this was the mistake that Jupiter is going to make. And to be, of course, capitalized by Sunnyside Up. But that didn't happen. That play just continued to be pushed again and again and again. They went up the left-hand side. They used the wall for protection for the snipe as well towards the safe. And that's all Jupiter needed. And this is going to be round number 2. Whether or not Sunnyside Up will be able to pull one back for themselves, let's see.
Yeah, they're really hoping that a little bit of a change in the lineup here is going to help them out. Hopefully this will actually help them in the long run though. But Tensai now try to get a good flank here onto Maple. Does do a lot of damage there. The Jesse's going to get picked off immediately, so this could be a good opportunity with Jupiter to try to force an issue there. Immediately doing damage on the save. Ooh, 30 percentage points already wiped out here on Sunnyside Up's save.
Dreadlord with a beautiful approach up top onto the save, but here comes Mameshi right back, punishing him so badly, but the damage has already been done onto Jupiter's save. Sunnyside Up, they are responding well. Maple taking that aggression up top, but unfortunately will be snuffed out. Ajapi is playing this to perfection, hasn't fallen in the previous match or the current one, just because he knows exactly when to back away. Ajapi now moving forward, nobody to stop him, putting up all of the damage. Sunnyside Up has no choice whatsoever, but this is the defeat that they will have to concede, Victor.
Oh my god, that's just so heartbreaking. The moment the Barley got his special up and ready, that was it. I knew it was all over. The percentage points were just not looking so good there for Sunnyside Up. And again, I don't think it's necessarily a fault of a lack of aggression on the part of Sunnyside Up. I think they did what they could do. It's just that Jupiter had such a much better lineup, like by a whole country mile. Like, Barley constantly made Maple's life a living hell through that last round there. You could see the way that Jessie had literally nowhere to go. She really couldn't be utilized to her max there. I think as a result, Sunnyside Up couldn't really get the presence they need on this second set.
Yeah, I love the way Jupiter, takes this map, right? Using their topographical situation as an advantage, hiding in the grass, nailing those, simple shots at the early stages just to build up towards that super, and then waiting, not going in for that pop just yet, waiting for the approach, for the aggression from Sunnyside Up. And the moment they push up a little close towards the midsection of that grass, they move in together as one team, and that's where that, the conversation, the communication within the team itself comes through, which just looks so strong for the Japanese side. They've managed to go in there for those jumps, and every single time they've managed to do that, Sunnyside Up just gets wiped off of the list, right? And this is now 2 that they have taken. Are they going to go in here for a clean sweep, Victor?
Oh man, I mean, Sunnyside Up can't really make this third map work here. I'm afraid that might actually be the case here. But the map of Slit, though, is going to be a hot zone map, and given that it's going to slow down the pace of the battle a little bit, perhaps it's going to give Sunnyside Up a little bit more time to think of slightly more tactical approaches to how they want to deal with Jupiter here. But I fear that it is going to be a real uphill battle, especially when you're already 2 sets down. So, I don't know. I mean, for Sunnyside Up, this is their last shot.
You're going to be looking for those, champs that can really go in there for those jumps, as well as those range attack. Tensai taking Dreadlord out of the equation. Beautifully done, and so far it is the side of Jupiter that manages to pick up all of these points for themselves. Here comes Maple as well as Dreadlord moving in for Ajapi, but he's not going to get taken down that easily though, Victor.
Yeah, it's taking a real long time there, but the good news though is that at least Jupiter is keeping the capture percentage up on the left-hand side, so that's actually working quite well for their end because they're already up to 60 percentage points on the total capture here, which is a very good lead for them to have at this point. Now, Sunnyside Up, they need to be able to try to step on the pressure here. They need to try to knock them off of at least one of these hot zones. Now they'll be able to get the pickoffs here. Can they actually translate this into some extra capture percentage now that Jupiter is already so close to capturing both hot zones now? It's looking to be a very difficult task now for Sunnyside Up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't see Sunnyside Up pulling this off for themselves, right? Because Jupiter, they've already allowed Jupiter to pick up one of those hot zones completely, and now, the full team just needs to focus on taking down the players from Sunnyside Up, and they just made it way too easy for them, albeit it was the side of Jupiter that was so aggressive at the get-go, right? Knowing exactly how to control the map, taking control of those hot zones as well. Initially, we kind of saw a little bit of weakness on the left-hand side, and that's where we saw Jupiter push 2 players into that zone just to secure it, because on the right-hand side, they weren't being disturbed at all. It was an easy pick, Victor.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure about some of Sunnyside Up's picks as well. Like Colonel Ruffs, I think wasn't quite an optimal pick here because although he can be quite good in certain hot zone maps, the fact that the spawn point is so far away from here doesn't allow him to get his gadget up and ready on the hot zone here to be of any major effect. That's why Tenshi had such a field day capturing the left hand hot zone because the Colonel Ruffs really couldn't get any good control over that hot zone. So I think Sunnyside Up has to do some major changes to their lineup here if they really want to stand a chance against Jupiter at this point, because this is now literally their last shot.
Yeah, their last shot, as well as maybe the opportunity to start an uprising for a reverse sweep. Maybe because it's just not impossible, right? Sunnyside Up once again is the team that has shown us that just when you count them out, they will be able to push right back in. But look
how low
at
Tensai
this.
is.
Jupiter's already at the 30% mark now, Victor.
Oh no, this is looking so bad for Sunnyside Up. They haven't gotten any control over any of these hot zones here, and they're just keeping the capture percentage going to Jupiter's side. So finally, Dreadlord winning now, trying to force him up, but Chabi's going to try to hold this one on the left-hand side, while Tensai tries to knock off Dreadlord on the other. They've successfully knocked off the left-hand side, but Dreadlord is finally just only able to get the control over the right-hand side, but Tensai still has a lot more health compared to him. Dreadlord almost gets taken out by the mine, while the fight is raging on the left-hand side. Chabi and Mameshi moving in there. Oh, it's going to take down Mayfall. Winnie's still alive, but for how long though? He's still able to take down one, but Chabi comes in to get the trade.
And this game so far has been kept up and alive by Sunnyside Up, one and only. Oh no, he has been taken out already. Dreadlord, who was holding on to the zone on the right for so and so well, has been eliminated and right back into the fray. He drops, but unfortunately, it is just too much. A 3-on-1 situation eliminates him, and Tensai finishes the game. Achapi, of course, pulling in the MVP for himself, but once again, Jupiter just getting a little aggressive earlier on. And the side of Sunnyside Up, they showed us exactly what they were capable of doing, Victor, but the play just came a little bit too late.
Yeah, it's finally, this is the Sunnyside Up I've been waiting to see, but they just came just a little bit too late here, unfortunately. But nevertheless, still a tremendous effort here from the Indonesian side. It just wasn't enough though, especially Tenshi. You can tell that the Tensai was just so confident on his round here, just going around there, being a constant nuisance on the Sunnyside Up side. So, nevertheless, well done here to Jupiter. Probably a better luck next time here for Sunnyside Up, but given this is a round robin here, they still have plenty of chances here to make up some ground here. But nevertheless, this is very clearly a strong win here for Team Jupiter.
Oh, absolutely, man. That there was a highlight moment in there for the side of Sunnyside Up, and that was with Dreadlord, right? Because, when you drop into most of these matches, yes, that aggression is really important, but there is a possibility to manage the aggression that comes in from your opponents as well. And the way Dreadlord took that final fight against Tensai was really, really interesting, right? He goes in for that cover through the very last moment. Yes, he knows those points were very important to him, but he doesn't drop the ball. He doesn't overcommit in that particular instance. He held on for so long, and that's exactly why that very final match was so close, right, Victor? And hopefully we can see the side of Sunnyside Up perform a little bit better tomorrow, because for now that's it. That is their only opportunity to shine for the day.
Yeah, been unfortunate for them, but nevertheless, I think this could be a really good learning moment, I think, for the team here, because frankly, with the round robin system here, every team is going to have the opportunity to fight each other at least once. So going forwards here, at least Sunnyside Up knows what to expect the next time they will end up in a bracket match against Jupiter. So, well, hopefully the next time they meet, Sunnyside Up will be a little bit better prepared, and hopefully we'll see what the full potential of the Indonesian team is here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will be a little stronger the next time they do drop in here, right? And I want to believe that Dreadlord kind of showed that to us that very last match. They wanted to step it up, but it was just, once again, a little too late. But, it does very much line up with how they were doing during the Mobile Open as well, during those ladder matches, right? And, at the play-ins, we didn't really see an upstart, crazy aggression from the start. They did play the comeback gameplay towards the very end. Let's take a quick look at some of these highlights here, Victor, and pull out exactly how, once again, did Jupiter get this victory.
Yeah, they all started off with the brawl ball round, and the first goal was actually really, really fast, so we didn't get to catch that. But as you can see, like for the most part, Jupiter was just constantly staying within Sunnyside's upside of the pitch there.
Yeah.
Just being in that position there made it so easy for them to just take advantage of opportunities. Then when it came to the Heist, well, this map here was pretty much a good scuffle between the two of them, I felt. But it was really Tenside's play that just going all the way to the back line, unnoticed by everyone, that really nailed that first round. Second one, this time Sunnyside put up a much bigger fight, but again, unfortunately, the barley pick here by Tenside was just so clutch. There was literally nothing they could do in that instance.
Yeah, and as well as Achapi, holding on to that mid, he was just so solid in that. And this is the amazing part about the play of Jupiter, right? The strategy that they had for this map, I absolutely love. They've always got just one player in each of those zones, and one player just hanging back to see exactly when he needs to drop in for the support. And that particular play was more than enough to keep the players from Sunnyside up, always at bay, right? Because yes, at all times that one particular player should be able to play, round and round the merry-go-round, ring around the rosy with their opponent, unless it's a 2-on-1 situation, which of course their backup player can then drop in for that support. Or it could also be a 1-on-1 situation for one of the other zones where your, teammate unfortunately, falls for one of them to then drop in for that support as well. And I think that was really the core of that victory of that match itself that Jupiter took, right? So amazing plays from them on all three of these maps, all three different modes. They have taken it perfectly. But that's just 2 teams out of the 8 that we have got the opportunity of seeing perform in here today, Victor.
Yeah, we still got a lot more matches coming up here later tonight, so hopefully you guys will be able to join us on that journey here, because we're not done yet. We're just only done with our first match of the day. We still have 3 more to go, and frankly, I can't wait to see what we have in store here. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming into this Brawl Stars challenge, it's going to be a really interesting one, so hopefully you guys will be in for the show.
Absolutely, man. Make sure you do tune in. And if you are watching and wondering how are these teams really getting their butts whooped, and if you think that you can do slightly better, yes, we definitely encourage you to join and participate as well. The ESL Mobile Open is a thing. The ESL Mobile itself is a program that has been set up to encourage all of the community, regardless of where you come from, what your background is, to participate in these competitions. There is the age limit. You have to be at least 16 years old to be a part of these competitions, but I think that's not too much of an issue for the majority of the community out there, is it, Victor?
Nah, I mean, it's the general age range for people who play on mobile games is generally quite low, so I think it's a perfect age range, to just get started. Yeah. You want to start off when you got the most opportunities. So I mean, frankly, it's a really good opportunity. I hope a lot of people take advantage of, because having a system like this really gives a really good, clear sense of progression for players here. And frankly, for the longest time, the esports scene here never really had these kind of opportunities, and now we're just here, literally free for you all to just join in. And I think it's an opportunity that I really wish we'd seen a lot, in my youth.
I cannot agree with you more, Victor. If only we had all of those opportunities, maybe it would be, esports pro players, man, instead of captains. Let's jump into match number 2, my friend. This is going to be between Tropa Suprema as well as Crazy Lagoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We have seen them perform in the past. We will see them up on the board, up on the chopping block once again as they will take on each other, Victor. As soon, of course, the graphics catch up with my words.
Yeah, I was also wondering when we're going to be seeing that soon. But yep, this is going to be our second match here. Tropa Suprema versus Crazy Lagoon. It's going to be quite a treat. From what I've seen of Tropa Suprema from the clips here, they certainly are a team to be a formidable team as well. And the fact that we got 2 Japanese teams here, I mean, I can't wait to see how this is going to happen. What's going to happen here? I'm pretty sure sparks are going to fly, dynamites are going to blow up. It's going to be a heck of a matchup here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Is it going to be the same type of aggression? Tropa Suprema with the lineup of Aaron, Ryohei, Neko, as well as Arotan with their substitute dropping into these maps here today to maybe take a 3-0 for them, but it's not going to be as easy. Their opponents, Japanese as well, the aggression, the samurai respect that they have for each other, definitely gonna be, quite strong in here. Crazy Lagoon with a solid lineup of their own as well, Victor.
I'm just intimidated looking at these youngsters' faces here. I mean, there's some mean faces here we got on Tropa Suprema. Looking at the top picks and top bans, though, nothing too surprising. Top ban, a ban with Stu and a Bell. That's good. That's to be expected. And they seem to favor a lot on the M's and Genie as well, though. So, yeah, I mean, it's not something I don't really. I'm not really surprised by here, given that this is a Japanese team. I'm pretty sure you're going to be seeing a lot of players being a lot more aggressive, a lot more confident, I should say, compared to a lot of the other brawlers we're seeing in this competition. And I think that's been one of the key things for the Japanese teams coming into this challengers, because they know coming to this that they are literally some of the top teams here in Asia Pacific. So there's certainly that reputation that they have to keep up coming to these matchups.
Oh, absolutely, man. There's no doubt about that at all. Let's take a look at their opponents, Crazy Lagoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, with the lineup of the players who have shown us exactly how to play defensive games. Right now, I won't be able to pronounce the name of the first player there, but we've also got RKS Amiria as well as CL Kuru in here for Crazy Lagoon, to see if or not they can take on Tropa Suprema and eliminate them from, the absolute hearts and minds of all of the fans out there. Let's see if or not they'll be able to do it. And of course, the way they've been able to take some of these games in the competition so far has not been very, very convincing, but they've been able to do enough, Victor. Gene and Max, their top picks, Sandy Stu as well as Bell, gonna be, the top bans for the side of Crazy Lagoon.
Yeah, again, very similar to the kind of top picks and bans from Tropa Suprema as well, but with no surprise, because they are fellow compatriots. They certainly understand each other's play style very well, so I'm expecting that this is, for all intents and purposes, a kind of a mirror matchup here between 2 Japanese teams. So I'm really excited, because I really want to see what creative ways both of these teams will actually take the approach onto this matchup here, because knowing that they're both from the same region, knowing that they pretty much can expect what kind of strategies will come out from either side, I think this is going to be a very interesting one to really show some of the other teams here even how exactly to beat a Japanese team in their own game.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Is it going to be a skill-based game, or is it going to be a matter of what is the meta and whether or not their picks are the right ones for these maps? Even before we go into that mechanically, how far they can carry themselves as well as the team, based on how well they can pull off some of these crazy shots in these matches, right? Because, as far as Brawl Stars seems to be a very, very quick and easy game that you pick up just before, nodding off to sleep every single night. It is
And then-
one that requires a high skill level to nail some of these crazy shots, Victor.
And that's the most deceptive thing, right, about Brawl Stars, especially Brawl Stars esports, because you think that a game that is designed like this will be super easy, too casual, let's put it this way, to actually be competitive. But the thing is that when you got so much on the line, when you're literally playing for thousands of dollars on the world stage, a simple game of like Brawl Ball doesn't seem that simple anymore, does it? Yeah.
Because the one thing that makes the game so beautiful and so tempting to pick up is its pace, right, of how fast it is. But that same pace, that exact same, quickness of each and every single match, each and every single movement of these, characters makes the game absolutely as difficult, because, you really need to balance your aggression as well as the defensive stance that your team takes. And, that balance also needs to go between backing away, choosing when to back away from some of these battles when you really dip down low on your HP, just to recover a little bit, right? Ryohei going to be picking that ball up right now, dropping it real up high in that field. Miria's going to be backing away right under the cover of those grasses, but Ryohei calling this out very well with that preemptive shot, and that ball is just going to go all the way up. Unfortunately, Maul gets taken down. Aaron with the beautiful goal ever. So beautiful, no matter what stood in front of them. I'm quite surprised Tropa Suprema took that picture.
Yeah, I was surprised. Aaron was in the right place at the right time to score that goal. Now, this time it's going to be a counter-attack here from Crazy Lagoon's end. But Tropa Suprema, they are able to keep themselves grouped up well, and they are starting to pile up the pressure now, sending the ball towards Crazy Lagoon's side of the pitch. Crew is going to try to move in forward using his high speed here to try to get advantage. Oh, Mole! The Max tries to jump in front, and unfortunately gets punished for his attempt there. Now it's going to give a lot of initiative here with Crazy Lagoon to try to set up a shot, while Hochi is going to try his best to get the ball up in front. Maul's going to send it away though, while Ryohei is going to send out his special and try to run interference in the back line here. They are going to try to get a pick-off here. They do get it onto Miria, but firstly, Ryohei gets taken down as well. Looking like a bit of a stalemate between these two as well. Hochi sends the ball away. Maul sends it back again. Kuro gets picked off, but Miria comes back into the fight. So it looks like we're back into the midfield.
Yeah, it's an amazing defensive side by the Crazy Lagoon team. Wahochi passing the ball right back up Aaron, but this is just a little bit too much of aggression, I'm afraid, for them to face. Tropa Suprema pushing the ball up once again together with Maul. Miria almost falling down, but Kuru managing to do just enough to push the line of Tropa Suprema back up just a little bit. Now Maul taking an aggressive game up high. Ryohei should be able to absorb a little bit more damage. Will be pushing up towards Miria, brings on the aggression. Miria backs away, slowing down Ryohei in the process as well. But the ball is in the hands of Tropa Suprema as they will push up. Maul getting a little closer and closer. Miria on the chase. This is gonna happen. Beautiful save by Wahoji.
Oh, beautiful save, but so unfortunate. Prima already scored that first goal, so yeah, having scored that first goal allowed them to basically win that set by default once the timer ran out. So quite unfortunate with Crazy Lagoon, because they really tried their best, but they couldn't break the defensive setup that the Tropa Suprema had in that matchup.
Yeah, but and this is the thing that we were kind of touching on a little bit earlier as well, right, Victor? Whether or not it's going to be an absolutely, aggressive game from the get-go, just trying to score some of these goals a little quick, or is it going to be, all about, taking these mechanical fights against each other, seeing who can nail the better shots, who can dip the HP of their opponents down a little lower, go in for that full finisher and score the easy goals. And obviously that was not an easy task for either side, but obviously Tropa Suprema doing just enough at the get-go. If we had given Crazy Lagoon just a little bit more time, if it didn't have to get decided by the clock, I'm very sure Crazy Lagoon would have made a probable comeback in here. But the lucky thing is, this is not over just yet, Victor.
I mean, with the way this first round here kind of finished, it just made the way Aaron scored that goal all the more crazier, to be honest. I literally did not expect that. His health was so low. He was so far ahead there. He should have been punished, actually, for being that far forward in that position. But still, he was in the right place, right time. The ball went to him, and he saw the goal was open. So he figured, why the heck not? Just shoot straight in. And that first goal, that pretty much was what Tropa Suprema needed to win that first round. So I have to say that worked out very well for them.
I quite honestly believe both sides need a little bit more of what Aaron had, right? Because at the moment, both sides just respected each other a little bit too much. Neither one wanting to take, some of these risky moves that Aaron has taken, and for the right reason, of course. Getting taken down at this stage, at of course, Brawl Ball isn't a great idea. 3 versus 2, your opposition is going to be able to score these goals a little easy. But of course, let's see exactly what Crazy Lagoon has for us this time around. Kuru Wahochi spun already, but will be able to recover very well behind those barrels. Crazy Lagoon taking the aggression that Tropa Suprema is sending towards them and sending it right back.
This is good, getting really bad here with Tropa Suprema, because the moment that one of their members get picked off, that was really, really close. Good save there from Aaron, though, to send the ball out of the way and out of harm's way. Going to try to go for the pickup on the Maria, does get the kill onto the back, so that's going to work out well, and at least Tropa Suprema can breathe a little bit easier here. Still got 1 minute and 45 seconds left on this round, so plenty of time here for TS to try to get a good setup. Ryohei tries to jump in, didn't quite work that time, but it ends as he gets popped up immediately, though. So Aaron and Maul now going to have to fall back a bit as Ryohei gets spawned back up. Tropa Suprema facing pressure like they never faced before so far in this round here. Crazy Lagoon really trying to find that first pickup here in order to try to go for that goal.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, man. It's all about the mechanical gameplays here. Look at the confidence of Tropa Suprema leading the ball so deep in the side of, their own field here. Wahochi getting taken down there by a beautiful kill. And now Aaron as well as Maul will be able to bring the ball up top. But they are all good in terms of their HP. But it's just the numbers game that they're backing away from here. A 3 versus 2. Ryohei's back in the action. And the question is, how far can Tropa Suprema take this? This is now going to go into the 52nd segment here. We don't want to push this into overtime, and Maul with a beautiful block, but Kuru should be able to put this away and a goal!
What? That was insane. That was insane coming in from Crazy Lagoon, but what less can you expect from the Crazy Lagoons, right? But in any case, they are 1 goal up. They are looking to try to make a second one here. This special could actually help them a lot here. Thing is that Tropa Suprema held back here and are holding their line here. Mira's going to try to find an opening here. Maul's going to get taken down. Wahochi's right up in front here, but no, Aaron takes him down before he's able to do any more damage. Ryohei unleashes his super just in time.
Can they do it?
10 seconds remaining. Can he do it? Ryohei can find an opening. No, they are all crowded in front. He's going to go straight into it. Can he do it? No. 1 more second. No. It did not make it. Crazy Lagoon still scores here in the second round. So, ladies and gentlemen, what a round.
Victor, we're getting exactly what we have asked for. We asked for mechanical plays. We anticipated that, it's going to get a little bit more challenging between these two teams, Tropa Suprema as well as Crazy Lagoon. They've been able to show us some brilliant gameplays in the past. And obviously, when you pitch them up against each other, that aggression is going to play off, against each other as well, right? And a crazy way to call game number 2. And this is one final option for either side to take it. And I think this series is going to be as exciting as, the Brawl Ball was as an opener.
I mean, I love the fact that Brawl Ball is made as a first round for this set here, because man, what a way to have an explosive start here to this. Yeah, really set the tone here, right? So, yeah, this is. The chances of this last round here getting to overtime, I think it's really, really high, because Tropa Suprema, they have a really solid defense here, and Crazy Lagoon now, they already figured out what went wrong in that first round, so they came pretty strong in this second round, as we've seen just now. So coming this third one here, this could be anyone's game though. So wow, I really want to see who's going to come out on top this time.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Likewise. I mean, Tropa Suprema have been able to show us that, they've got the aggression to bring into the game, but Crazy Lagoon matching up all of that aggression as well. As far as the mechanical plays go, both teams doing it amazingly, and it's not just, mechanically being able to take some of those shots as well, right? It's making some of these calls as to when do you go in for the aggression, when do you pull back. Jupiter were in a situation where the ball was just so deep on their half, and they didn't really go for the push at all because, going into a position like that where your opposition, one of them has already hidden away within the grass, another one is out wide in the open. If you get jumped on, the possibility of a 2-on-1 for your teammate then just means that you might get scored upon, and this is exactly where Jupiter managed to hang on, right? But amazing plays coming from Crazy Lagoon as well, because in game number 2 they just turned it all around. It made it seem, sorry, not Jupiter, Tropa Suprema, my apologies. It made it seem like, Tropa Suprema was capable of taking that aggression, but not really keeping it up against Crazy Lagoon. They got chances.
Yeah. Oh. It's looking very dangerous though. Crazy Lagoon almost brought the ball all the way up, but Aaron now carrying the ball away. Oh, he actually is left wide open. He's going to try to bring it all the way up.
What?
Goalpost? What is going on? What is going on? Crazy Lagoon is not even reacting to this. What?
Oh, goodness me. Now, we all know exactly how Frank is, right? His super is just a little OP. Oh, there you exactly go, man. Exactly as I was saying it. This ability to smash some of these boxes. Now, are they going to just walk through once again and score this goal? Rohe now, for the side of Tropa Suprema, will get knocked out, and this might just be a open run for the side of Guru as well as Miria to walk right in. Wahoji pushing up for the damage, but it's just not enough, Victor.
Oh, they're really trying to tussle for that ball, but Ryohei is going to be able to bring it up through the midfield here, kicks it around. The Franks are just trying to eliminate each other, but it's Aaron that comes up on top there, but just barely. He almost got taken down there in that instance, but now Tropa Suprema is going to try to bring the pressure up. This Crazy Lagoon Kuru is going to get focused upon. He's going to get taken down. Miria tries to drop on the front, but Oko is down. Only the Frank is left, while Hoji's trying to hold the goal, but hold the ball. Ryohei brings it up.
Oh, beautiful!
No, ball gets picked off there. They're not able to get the goal in time. Now Kuru's going to try to move out in front. He unleashes his special. Aaron's going to try to beat him in front. Ryohei will get the kill done this time around as Tropa Suprema regains control over the ball.
Aaron has done so much in the game so far, and for all the right reasons, right? I mean, bringing in the Frank was just perfection. Wahoji thinking of the same as well. Rohe right now should be able to take Wahoji out, and he does exactly that. Kuru, it's a 3-on-1 situation. Ooh. He gets eliminated as well. Question is, where is the ball? Nowhere inside, as they will go in for the push now. Victor, the end is just not in sight just yet.
Where is the ball? I have no idea. The ball could be missing, so now they're just going for kills. They're just trying to eliminate each other here. No goal in sight. But given the Tropa Suprema already has scored one, looks like they're going to win it unless they can find a ball in time. But no, the timer runs out. Tropa Suprema wins this first set after what seems to be quite the scuffle between these two Japanese teams.
Yeah, we pushed it out all the way. We needed the clock to run it down. There couldn't be an overtime because, the side of Crazy Lagoon hadn't scored that goal yet. And Tropa Suprema, man, just taking it, just running the time down. But I just want to know, it's the ball.
I know. It disappeared. It literally disappeared halfway through that final round there. And I literally have no idea. Hopefully, when we get through the highlights, we'll be able to spot, hopefully, where the ball ended up.
Yeah.
But given that there was no ball to fight over, that's why you saw Tropa Suprema and Crazy Lagoon were so confused because they're like, okay, what do we do now? Because Tropa has already one goal up. So,
and unless went in there for all of those kills. But at this point, I want to say, I do not understand why would Crazy Lagoon do such thing, right? Unless they just didn't have an option, because Tropa Suprema did bring all of that aggression up and they kept them busy. And I think that was, gameplay by Tropa Suprema to perfection. I mean, ignore the ball, just keep them busy. Don't let them step up and score any goals whatsoever. And it seems like, that sort of a strategy has played into the hands of Tropa Suprema. But, that's the end of Brawl Ball. What we are jumping onto next is gonna be Heist, and looking at the way they've been able to take all of these fights against each other so far, and I know, right, something like this is said for most of the series in here, it is a 50-50. But dude, seriously, Tropa Suprema and Crazy Lagoon, it is really a 50-50, Victor.
Oh yeah, no joke. I mean, for them to be back and forth on a game like Brawl Ball just now, it just goes to show how close these two teams are. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to be one of the closest matchups we're going to have here in this round robin. So, I'm really glad. So, yeah, coming into this next one though, given that it's going to be a heist round, probably going to be a little bit less chaotic, but no less skillful though the plays are going to be here, because plenty of good spots here for Jesse players, really good places here for Colette's or even Bulls. So
yeah.
this map here is going to be really interesting here, because this is going to be with the way these two teams are playing here, I'm expecting it's going to be very much back and forth for quite a bit through some of these sets.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen Hot Potato in here already, but, to break the map down a little bit more as to what we saw earlier between Jupiter as well as Sunnyside Up, right? That mid-section of that map, which is really just full of grass, it will be able to give you enough cover to ambush your opponents, and your sharpshooters will be looking to stick towards the left-hand side of the map just for a little bit of cover from that wall, and, to be able to take down all of those players that come out from that center as well, right? Whoever who brings out the aggression first should be able to, get a little bit more of that advantage onto their side, because we saw exactly how it fell through between Jupiter as well as Sunnyside Up. Jupiter managing to go in there for that early access towards their safe, managing to do that damage earlier on. It did get them that win in game number 1. Let's see exactly how both of these teams this time pull it off, Victor.
Yeah, mirror bans across the board here. Stu and Bell banned by both teams here. A bit of a jump there by Miria to attempt to get onto the save. It's going to do a bit of damage here as Kuru attempts to get a gang onto Yohei. That's going to be successful here. So Crazy Lagoon can continue to do some more damage onto the blue safe. While Aaron, he was able to do some damage on his end though, but not quite enough here to overcome Crazy Lagoon's percentage. So right now coming back to standard places here, using the center of the bush here is not going to work out well for the Jesse of Ball. He gets picked off by the Colette, Amiria. Now Wahoji doing some damage under the safe, or finally getting taken down, but it's really just focusing all the pressure here. It's looking so bad here, but Tropa Suprema, but Crazy Lagoon continuing to hammer in onto the safe. It's getting so low. Can they stop this onslaught? No, it does not happen at all. Crazy Lagoon scores this first round here on the second set.
Kuru with the master gameplay, man. I mean, we're talking about this guy who just went into those grasses there towards the right-hand side of the map, and he just stayed there. He just waited for his opportunity. The moment he saw an opening, the moment he saw his opponents getting a little aggressive, he goes in there for the hits on the save, and that was it, man. It was more than enough, and by the time they went back in to save the game for themselves, it was just a little too late. Tropa Suprema, I am surprised that they allowed Crazy Lagoon to take such a fast one against them.
Yeah, I think like once they realized they had that they had the advantage, it just kept pressing on it. It just everything just tied it over there for the Crazy Lagoon side. So very well done for this first round. Let's see whether they can keep it up for the next few though, because if they can successfully defeat Tropa Suprema in this second map, this second set here, this could be a very tight series then, because it's very close between these two teams. So at this point now, it's literally going to come down to how creative they can be in setting up these plays.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to get dragged on all the way into set number 5 in here today. We might just be able to see Gem Grab at Ice Fort. Whether or not it's going to be Tropa Suprema as well as Crazy Lagoon to do that to us, I think the probability is quite high here based on the way they've been performing, right? And Crazy Lagoon clearly showing us that they are not down for the count just yet. Crazy, aggressive way to take game number 1, tactically played, and they've managed to get the win. We are going to be dropping back right into Hot Potato once again for Heist, and this time it's going to be round number 2. Tropa Suprema if they can fight back, if they can win this, then yes, we go into game number 3 once again at Heist, right? But if at all Crazy Lagoon is able to get this victory, that is a guaranteed set number 4 victor.
Yeah, exactly. So and that's what I'm kind of hoping to see as well, because like the more we can see both of these Japanese teams fight, the more we can kind of like get a sense of like how high level Brawl Stars is being played. So ladies and gentlemen, let's go. We're going to be moving on to our next round here. Let's see what there's any changes to the lineup. Minor one here. Aaron's going to be playing the Daryl this time around, so let's see whether it's going to work out well for them. Ryohei trying to jump up in front. They're already putting a lot of pressure here on the Crazy Lagoon. Staying in back. They're already bringing it down so fast here. Droma Screamer, no mercy at all from the TS squad.
Oh, God. GG, my friend. What was that? Victor, the game started. They went in for the push. I mean, okay. And this is strategy as well, right? We've seen the side of Tropa Suprema as well as Crazy Lagoon take match after match after match after match where they've respected each other so much and they held back. And Tropa Suprema just pulling off an unexpected push so early on in the game. And Crazy Lagoon just does not know what hit them. They were overwhelmed with that push, and just like that, the match is over.
No, I think it was a change up in their lineup on the Tropa Suprema side, that they realized that the total health points that all of the brawlers combined, it's way more than whatever DPS that Crazy Lagoon was going to be able to bring out. So they knew if they just rushed the save, they could literally stay there for a really long time and do a lot of damage, which is precisely what happened here. But man, that was way too fast. That was way too fast for my comfort there.
And now it's all of a sudden back for the taking, 50-50. I mean, like I said, I'm going to repeat myself again. It's something that, you hear casters say sometime, but between Tropa Suprema as well as Crazy Lagoon, it really is 50-50. They both look so aggressive. They both look so mechanically gifted, and they both look like they can come up with some crazy IQ gameplays as well. Tropa Suprema with the surprise attack onto Crazy Lagoon. And Crazy Lagoon now, how will they respond? They have their backs up to the wall. They have to win this. If not, it will just be set point up for the team of Tropa Suprema. And then, of course, Hot Zone is going to be the potentially final set that they will have to take on against Crazy Lagoon. Is it going to be another 3-0 here? Or are we going to see set number 4? It is all now in the hands of Crazy Lagoon, Victor.
I wonder if there's any more kind of like cheese strats that can be pulled off in the map like hot potato like this, because there is, and certainly Crazy Lagoon is going to have a lot to watch out for behind the backs. But nevertheless, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll have one more round to try to terminate it all. Looks like the lineup is going to stay mostly the same here for TS, but for Crazy Lagoons, they're having a little bit of trouble trying to keep this BB off of their safe, but finally taken down, but not before. He's already done quite a number to their own save. Now this time, Crazy Lagoon is going to try to do the same here on the Tropa Suprema. They already got to pick up the BB. No, they are trying their best to fight back. Crazy Lagoon, though, still able to stay on Karuru, down to 112, but still able to stay on the right-hand side, while Aaron tries to find a kill. Almost finds one under Brock, though, but no, he's going to get picked up while he tries to get on the save.
Now, Mole here with the approach should be able to bat Uru out. Sorry, Miria out, and does exactly that. But now the damage to the save is just a little bit too much. Tropa Suprema in the lead now, and they need to get rid of the team, and they do exactly that, leaving Aaron all alive and alone for the side of Tropa Suprema. But Ryohei as well as Mel are back on the way now with a crazy jump by Ryohei onto the approach once again, and the save of Crazy Lagoon is going to get taken down. Tropa Suprema will be able to take set number 2 as well, Victor.
Whew, that was game, and Tropa Suprema finally found the right combination there. But wow, that was pretty much it. Had to be brute forced their way through. Like there was no other approach that Tropa Suprema could have done in that instance. So wow, I have to say though, it was quite a scrap, and I think Tropa Suprema really showed that they are capable of doing it even when the odds are stacked against them.
Oh, how do you expect to take great games against a team like Tropa Suprema, man? They just pull out, tricks like this out from their sleeves like all the freaking time. And Crazy Lagoon's not really the first team that has seen this happen to them through the qualifiers as well. All of the other teams there have been able to see exactly how crazy the side of Tropa Suprema is, and we just will be able to see exactly that as all of these teams meet each other at least once in these round robins. And now Tropa Suprema have set up a situation for themselves where if they can take another set, if they can take Hot Zone, it is going to be another 3-0 upset, just like series number 1 today, where Jupiter took that 3-0 against Sunny Side Up.
Yeah, so it looks like history might be repeating itself here, but then again, I have to say this is definitely a much closer 3-0 set compared to our first game. No question about that. I mean, given that we've all gone to like 3 rounds and 2 back-to-back sets now, just says a lot about the level, or rather the similarities between both of these teams here in terms of their skills and as well as their play styles. So, coming into this third game here, yeah, like you said, if Crazy Lagoon can't make it all work out in this third set here, then it's going to be 0-3 for them. But if they can somehow pull it off, then this will be a start of a comeback, but quite a long comeback though. It's going to be a comeback from basically set 3 all the way to set 5, so it's going to be a very, very difficult one. If Crazy Lagoon wants to, they have to try. If they want to try go for it, but it's going to be quite tough.
Yeah, the saving grace here though, Victor, is the fact that, these matches are all just so fast. And just the way Tropa Suprema has been able to take the past 2 rounds just so swiftly is proof that the side of Crazy Lagoon should be able to reverse sweep this, potentially easily with the way that they have, shown us that they can be aggressive in some of these matches. But maybe not against a side of Tropa Suprema. Maybe, situations like that might be possible against other teams because, we need to see how likely this, possibility is. And the side of Tropa Suprema have been taking such clean sets all round. And yes, we did see them drop the ball a little bit as far as Hot Potato Heist was concerned. But look at the recovery though. The recovery was so aggressive. Crazy Lagoon couldn't do much about it at all.
Yeah, so now we're going into our third set here. This time it's going to be a Hot Zone. He got the kill to Ryohei that time, but at least they are bringing the capture percentage up on their respective ends. That's Kuro on the left-hand side, Mo on the right-hand side. Wahochi's going to try his best here to force Mo out away from the Hot Zone. Wahochi successful in that regard though, so they are going to be able to stall out the capture percentage here, or for TS side. Tropa Suprema in the meantime still trying to hold up the defense here. They are able to get a couple of good pickups here, which is allowing them now to rapidly bring their capture percentage up. But can Wahochi now bring some interruptions here because Bol and Ryohei is really trying hard to defend this right-hand side Hot Zone.
Oh, but that's not enough at all because Ryohei, although they are defending the right-hand side, they're defending outside of the zone, allowing Myriad to pick up all of those points for the side of Crazy Lagoon, and they're taking on that 80% already. Myriad has not gotten taken out, and Wahochi is in there for the support as well. They'll jump right over just to bring down all of the pressure onto the side of Tropa Suprema, but what a way to take all of them out. Now Mo, solo on that HP, manages to take the side of Tropa Suprema up, drop potentially with the takedown, but on the tick for 97% right now. This might just be all over.
Oh, it was way too over, way too quick there, but Crazy Lagoon, they still managed to capture it from the brink there. I think for a moment there, it looked like Tropa Suprema was going to have it under control, right? It looked like they were going to be able to keep control over both of those hot zones, but one final push there by Crazy Lagoon really sealed the deal there. They got it up to 100%, and that's all they needed. So, wow, well done there to Crazy Lagoon, but not quite out of the woods yet. They still need to repeat this one more time if they want to have the chance of a comeback.
Yeah, quite honestly, the right-hand side was quite weak for the side of Tropa Suprema. I'm just quite surprised that they didn't really send in, heavier backup in towards the right zone. And many a times there was just one player on for the stand there. They kept taking some of these battles 2-on-1, and Tropa Suprema just kept losing those battles again and again and again. And I think it was a very, very clean game taken by Crazy Lagoon, but nothing that Tropa Suprema will not be able to respond to in the next game, right? Let's see exactly if or not, the side of Crazy Lagoon will be able to show us consistency, because they've been able to show sparks of confidence so far to be able to take some of these points away from Tropa Suprema, but to take a set away, maybe now's the time, Victor.
It's now or never now, I think, for Crazy Lagoon, actually, because, given that this is already the third set, Tropa Suprema already 2 sets up, so, frankly, this is do or die time now for Crazy Lagoon, so hopefully that first rounder is going to give them that boost of confidence so that they know that they can still pull it off. And again, given that these rounds are short, they have absolutely every single chance here to make it happen within the next few minutes, right? So, so now I really want to see whether or not they decide to change up their lineup, or they're going to be sticking to the same things here, because the reason why Split is such a difficult map to play in is because of the big wall that divides both the hot zones. You have to pick heroes that are you have to pick brawlers that are not only able to shoot over the wall, but sometimes you have to have brawlers that are able to clear out those walls. So those kind of considerations can sometimes limit the kind of viable selections here, but that's the thing that both of these teams are contending with here. That's why this set here is quite important.
Yeah, and I want to see, the Frank being brought into this game as well, because he should be able to hold some of these zones, quite long with the amount of health that he usually drops into. And I think, we don't really have to... I mean, we can count on the side of Crazy Lagoon as well as Tropa Suprema to continuously step it up in terms of the drafts for each and every one of these games. So let's see exactly how does the Japanese side, Tropa Suprema, respond to the Japanese side. There you go, right in it.
Yep, right in it, just like you wanted. So here we go. Aaron and Wahochi opening up the Frank here. Wahochi, unfortunately, facing a bit of trouble here trying to fight against Mole. For that time, though, Mo is going to be able to keep the capture up on the left-hand side. And right-hand side, though, Miria is doing the same here. Crazy Lagoon, so this time Aaron and Real K are going to try to push it in front, but now Guru has the last say on this. Aaron now trying to go up against Favorite Miria, but it looks like it's getting very low. One last hit there, but he will trade 1-for-1. Kuru still alive. In the meantime, though, Mo stays on top of the Frank and Wahochi to stay alive on the left-hand hot zone.
Will they even be able to take Guru out? No! Guru serves as distraction whilst Miriam manages to pick those points up. But now it's a 2-on-1 situation, and that puts Tropa Suprema right up front. But Wahochi, on the other hand, has been able to put the damage on as well. Will Rohit be able to take him out? This Frank is standing up tall a little bit too long, and finally Rohit gets the takedown as well, and will be able to serve the defense onto the other side. Tropa Suprema just leading with 2% right now, and it might just be enough, Victor.
Yeah, Tropa Suprema has so much more momentum compared to Crazy Lagoon, and it looks like they might be able to seal a deal if they can just hold on for a little bit longer. The Rosa gets frozen in place, and she's not able to contest. Tropa Suprema takes this round, and what a dominant way of doing it is. It was so close.
This is just turning into a mirror match for all of those picks, and it's coming down to the wire in terms of mechanically how gifted are these players to be able to maneuver those characters in and around that particular arena, that particular map, and be able to play their environments to their strengths, right? And I feel like as far as Tropa Suprema has been able to take this game, that was just pure perfection. No matter how many times Crazy Lagoon asked these questions of them, they always seem to have the answer. And let's see if or not that can come through one last time, because it is a best out of 3 in each of these sets, and the winner will be able to take all for themselves. Crazy Lagoon, if they do get a win, we go into set number 4, and for the first time we get to see Bounty at Shooting Star. But if Tropa Suprema manages to get this victory, then it's all over.
Yeah, the stakes are really, really high here, especially for Crazy Lagoon, but this is their last shots, so they've done well to get themselves this far here, though. I mean, winning the first round here was crucial, and the second round, even though it was really, really close, it still went to the side of Tropa Suprema. So now this last round here, I mean, switching off onto the Frank was pretty clutch for both sides here, I have to say, because yeah, if one side picked the Frank over the other, it wouldn't have been that close of a round there. So now going to the third one, it's going to be high time to decide here. Do they want to still stick with Frank, or do they want to try for something a little different? Because I think Crazy Lagoon might even want to try to go for that lineup that worked for them so well in that first round. So I don't know. It's very tough. It's a very tough decision, but they're going to have to make it somehow.
Yeah, and you know, I still want Frank to be dropped in there, right? Because we are talking about, hot zone, and we're talking about the ability to hit some of these stuns on these players as well. And, you know, those few precious seconds of not allowing your opponents to move might just be exactly what, the side of Tropa Suprema needs to hold Crazy Lagoon back. Because there's no doubt at all that if Crazy Lagoon wants to take this, they are going to be needing a very, very aggressive round. In here, it's all about how Tropa Suprema, not only manages that aggression, but in some way or other brings in that great fight as well, right? It's, once again, all down to the balance of these picks here. Let's see how they do.
Yeah, so it looks like we'll be sticking with the Frank here. So it looks like it will be Frank versus Frank on this final round here. Miria tries to go up in front. Looks like he will be punished for his attempt there. The Rosa out for the count. Rahoji in the meantime not able to stay his own on the left-hand side. So looks like the capture is going up very, very fast now for Tropa Suprema. They're already 30 percentage points ahead of Crazy Lagoon. It looks like it might be their game.
Mahoji's not going to be too happy at all. Yo, hey, beautiful jump right back in here, but Miriam manages to take him out. Kuru, on the other hand, doing quite well. Maul almost getting taken down by this Frank here, Wahoji, but will be able to drop that HP right back up and drop more that aggression right back through. Aaron on the other side will be trying to hold Miriam back, but unfortunately this Frank will fall as well. Kuru very low on that HP. Ryohei should be able to get this shot. Abad gets distracted by Mahoji and needs to back away.
Yeah, 25 percentage points left for Crazy Lagoon. Can they do it though? It looks like they will. Crazy Lagoon, they are back in play here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to set number 4 here. Wow, that was so clutch here coming from the Japanese team.
Yeah, and at the very start, it was such an aggressive side for Tropa Suprema, and they managed to win the battles on both zones as well, right? They go in there for that 1-2 split, and they send that Frank in with a little bit of backup, and onto the left-hand side, it was just a solo push. But unfortunately for the side of Tropa Suprema, Crazy Lagoon managed to pull it right back to your side, Victor.
Yeah, it's like, it's the timing of like when they all respawn and then all pushed in at the same time, and they just pull it off just right. They will just have timed it well enough for them to have the spawns come up so that they can fight together as a team and just retake those hot zones. So that pretty much allowed Crazy Lagoon to regain control, allowed them to get the capture percentage back up in on par with Tropa Suprema by the midpoint there. So that was really crucial, really critical in allowing Crazy Lagoon to still be able to stay in play on that final round.
Oh, well, the next match is gonna be even more heated because that's gonna be Bounty at Shooting Star, right? So now, instead of playing for some of these objectives, you are gonna be straight up heading in for your opponents, taking them down to grab some of these stars for yourself. I wonder exactly how it's gonna be, as both of these absolute aggressive teams will go ahead to meet there as well, Victor. It's gonna be crazy, man.
I'm expecting it's going to be a mirror matchup. Like on game mode like Bounty, it's all about skill. So you want to pick the best possible brawlers for this map here. So undoubtedly Piper is going to be a major pick here. Tick as well. We might even be seeing a lot of Nani, because Nani is very, very useful in bounty game mode, especially given that you can literally hide behind walls and continue harassing your enemy all throughout. So that's pretty much one I'm expecting here. We're going to be seeing Piper versus Piper, Sharpshooter versus Sharpshooter. Shooting Star is very, very wide open, so you're going to be seeing a lot of the brawlers who are really good at precision shooting are going to be very, very good here.
Yeah, absolutely, man, and I absolutely do echo your pick on Viper as well. I think she's extremely good on this map, but unfortunately, that makes her a big target as well for the initial bans as well. So let's say if or not that will be the case as we drop into this map, right? And Tick and Sprout can be quite reliable as well to push all of these brawlers back. And they will be able to ask those questions, right? I love how Sprout just is able to slow down his enemies as well onto the push, and being able to catch them with those combos are really, really gonna do your oppositions in. Are we gonna be able to see a great combination with that Sprout coming in, maybe Viper to drop in some of the crazy aggressive attacks for those team wipes? I like the side of Tropa Suprema, keeping it quite wide and open. They're not grouping up. Crazy Lagoon doing the same thing as well, taking a one-on-one, attack against each other here. But it will be Tropa Suprema who manages to pick the first 3 stars up in here, Victor.
Yeah, like I tell you, the Piper picks are going to be very, very impactful, and Wall's already scoring a lot here for Tropa Suprema, getting the kill on the Brian. So Miria's trying his best now to try to do counter-attack, but there's only so much a Tick can do, realistically speaking, on a map that's just wide open. So for now, all Tropa Suprema needs to do is just play defensive here. They don't have to necessarily risk too much, try to get any additional stars here, but this is only going to increase pressure now to Crazy Lagoon, because they still need to find those kills. They need to be able to match the number of stars that Tropa Suprema has.
Well, if Crazy Lagoon does not bring in the aggression within the next 54 seconds, then it's all over. The blue star being held by Abram as well, which might make him a huge target, but unfortunately Kuru gets eliminated, and Tropa Suprema now are on that 5-star push. Rohe as well as Mo pushing up front. They both have got 3 stars in their hands. Now 9 dropping into the hands of Tropa Suprema, and as the timer will take on, things are looking worse and worse for the side of Crazy Lagoon, Victor.
Yeah, they're finding it very difficult to get any reliable sort of hits here on the Tropa Suprema, because it's just constantly making full use of the bushes and the wide open spaces here to maneuver out of the harm's way. So now Tropa Suprema are going to try to go for one last hurrah here, hoping to get some additional stars, but frankly, they've just been holding a solid lead all throughout this round here. It looks like Tropa Suprema will win this first round here on this 4th set.
Oh, so much of aggression, man. I mean, and we kind of did assume this was going to happen because of the way Tropa Suprema has been able to take game number 1 earlier on, as well as how some of their answers have been. But Crazy Lagoon managed to show us at Hot Zone that they are able to take some of these wins for themselves as well. And they are, equally, if not at some points, better than Tropa Suprema. In this game mode, though, it really didn't seem like that. It seemed like, Tropa Suprema was just all out aggressive and dominating from the get-go, Victor.
I think it's just the picks here that really made the difference, unfortunately. Like, picking Byron instead of Piper there, Byron wasn't really able to reliably land the hits they needed onto both the Piper, and so I think that pretty much costed the round there for Crazy Lagoon. So hopefully they will change their lineup for this next round here. But frankly, for Tropa Suprema, they're absolutely killing it at this point now, because not only have they scored a very, very strong first round here in Bounty, but there's definitely forcing Crazy Lagoon to be on the back foot now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And they just have to continue this particular aggression in for one more match, and they are clean through. Or are we gonna see a fight back? Because the longer Crazy Lagoon stays alive, the more they are gonna be testing the patience of Tropa Suprema. And I believe if Crazy Lagoon can just hold on for a little bit longer, it might be enough to pressure Tropa Suprema from letting go of that victory. And we are going to be starting here with the side of Tropa Suprema picking up that blue star for themselves. Miria pushing up a very, very high line. But look at Ryohei going in for the backstab here. And this might turn out very badly for Crazy Lagoon, Victor.
I do like how aggressive this Poco is playing though, just going up in front, making sure that he's keeping the heals up for his team, making sure he's keeping Tropa Suprema separated though. That's a key thing about this play right now. They're able to take down Mole now, they are able to take down the Tick as well. That's two really impactful kills here as Crazy Lagoon. It looks like they want to stay here a little bit longer, but unfortunately the respawns have come through for Tropa Suprema. They take down Kuru and end this siege.
Oh, too much of aggression. Crazy Lagoon just could not handle that at the very end. And I think, you know, the good side of Tropa Suprema is ensuring that they maintain distance from each other. They're not grouping up, not like Crazy Lagoon. Crazy Lagoon's making it so easy for that group damage to be placed on them. Wahochi right now pushing up top once again. But now with 700 HP, will need to back away. Unfortunately, Aaron is just a little too good with that snipe. Mo will be able to take Miria as well. Ryohei as well as Aaron going up for the push should be able to take Kuru out of this equation. The 13 stars and 32 seconds on the clock might just be more than enough for Tropa Suprema to win this series, Victor.
The Poco cannot afford to get picked off so early on in the push here. Crazy Lagoon just dropping like flies. Kuru is now completely caught out here. Ryohei is going to go in front. Oh, actually, Ryohei pops off there, but they will get the kill on Kuru nevertheless. But with 22 stars and the blue star on Tropa Suprema's side, it's not even close here. The timer is ticking down. Crazy Lagoon going for one last hurrah, but it is all over. Tropa Suprema wins it outright 2 rounds in a row here in set number 4.
Yeah, and Tropa Suprema just trying to show us that they are the more dominant side. They were taking it easy a little bit, I guess, earlier on. Crazy Lagoon managing to, you know, stand up and show that they can take some of these fights against Tropa Suprema. But at the end of the day, a 3-1 victory in here. Not too shabby at all from the side of Crazy Lagoon, Victor.
No, not too shabby at all, actually. Like, you have to see with context here that these were 4 very close sets, at least up until the 4th set here, right? So Crazy Lagoon, they really fought hard in the first 3 maps here, and it's only unfortunate that when it came to this bounty round here, Tropa Suprema, everything just came together well for them, and with the amount of confidence they had in securing that first round here, the second round just came so easily for them. Even though Crazy Lagoon tried to change things up, even though they tried to switch up onto a Poco here, which could have worked out well, mind you, if only the Poco didn't get picked off every single time they try to go off for the push. You see, every single time Crazy Lagoon tries to be aggressive against Tropa Suprema, they focus onto the healer. They focus onto Poco, taking him down first, making sure that his teammates would not be able to survive. And that's why you saw Crazy Lagoon, every time they pushed in, they couldn't sustain themselves in those fights. Because the Poco, once he's dead, there's no heals for Crazy Lagoon.
Absolutely. Let's take a quick look at the highlights of this particular series and see exactly how did the side of Tropa Suprema manage to overcome a equally, you know, aggressive Crazy Lagoon in.
Yeah, I mean, Crazy Lagoon certainly wasn't lacking in aggression even from the get-go here. As you can see, the way they managed to get the ball all the way up in front of the goalpost allowed them to score that early goals. But it was later on that Tropa Suprema, like, literally Aaron brought the ball right up in front of the goal and was wondering why the heck Crazy Lagoon was not reacting to it at all. He saw him pause in front for just a split second. Yeah. So that was the first set done. The second set here on Heist was very much back and forth as well. You can see Tropa Suprema literally just ganked up on top of the save. They knew that the amount of damage coming off Crazy Lagoon wasn't enough to take them down, so they knew they could just camp on the save.
Yeah, and this was the side where they tried to take a better game once again, but you know, Tropa Suprema once again just showing that when they try to get aggressive, they can get it done. And this was where Crazy Lagoon actually steps the game up by taking away the hot zone from the hands of Tropa Suprema here, Victor.
yeah, a change up at the last moment to use the Franks here really change the fortunes for Crazy Lagoon, but it certainly was a very hard fought hot zone map here. As you know, the Frank, as much as he's a really good pick here for both these teams, it really became a double-edged sword because his super clears out walls, and on split, when the wall's cleared, you have less defense there on your own hot zone.
Fair enough. And that just puts so much of pressure onto whoever who does go in and play that Frank, right? Because being able to stand for a long time as far as hot zone is concerned, should be able to pick all of those points up for yourself. But of course, as we dropped into that final game, it was all about grabbing that bounty, grabbing all of those stars that you pop off from your opponents. And the side of Tropa Suprema, the aggressive side of Tropa Suprema, was able to finally pull this to the close and our very first set number 4 of the day.
Yeah, a very close series. Certainly one that's gotten my blood pumping actually throughout. So, well, very well done there, ladies and gentlemen. But certainly very well done to Tropa Suprema for scoring that resounding victory here against Crazy Lagoon. So for the Crazy Lagoon side, I think they still have a lot of potential on their end, despite the fact they lost out here is only because Tropa Suprema is just that much better. So I think a lot of the other teams here are going to have to pay attention to Crazy Lagoon because they could really give them a run for their money here in this Challengers.
Yeah, but I really think that, it's a blessing in disguise for Crazy Lagoon to meet Tropa Suprema so early in the competition and learn exactly what they're all about. Because let us not forget that through, within the 8 teams here, the top 4 will be going in for the playoffs. So it's quite a huge chance for them to definitely qualify through, and to be able to meet a team so good from the get-go kind of sets the tone for how you're going to be approaching the competition, and I feel like it's going to set Crazy Lagoon in the right frame of mind. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Victor and I have been having a little bit too much of fun in here. We're going to take a quick short break. When we come back, series number 3.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the light, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator, let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up. Level up.
All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
Ayo guys, laddies, gents, ladies, gentlemen, kids, teens, and everyone in between. Welcome back to the ESL Mobile Challenge, where I, Victor Cax, and AJ the Mustachio, we're going to be bringing you guys some more Brawl Stars action. So, earlier today, we've already witnessed two matchups. First one was between Jupiter and Sunny Side Up. Second one was between Tropa Suprema and Crazy Lagoon. And what a crazy matchup that was. But now we're moving on to our third matchup here. It is Singapore versus Singapore this time, as Byro goes up against Waffle Monster. So on to you now, AJ. After having witnessed two matchups today, what's going to be your expectations for this one?
You know, whenever Singapore steps in, right, I always say this, they are a small country, they've got a small population, so the number of esports teams that they are able to introduce into the ecosystem itself should be considerably smaller. But the thing about the Singaporeans is the fact that they have got quality, Victor. So we're looking forward to seeing two teams take it up against each other here, Byro as well as Waffles Monster. And they have now the opportunity to give Singapore the limelight, right? Just like the Japanese have already done for themselves. I mean, Tropa Suprema as well as Crazy Lagoon, they've really upped the ante. They've really set the bar as to how the teams are going to be performing in here. And, regionally, each and every single country, they've got their own play style. They've got their own ways of approaching this game, right? So let's see exactly how the Singapore side will do. We both know exactly how dominant Pyro is. Waffles Monster, on the other hand, I have not had personal, a lot of personal experiences shoutcasting their matches. So I've got a lot of room to be impressed here. So let's see exactly how well
And that's the thing, right? Especially when we've already seen two incredible matchups here today. For the rest of the teams they're going to be playing for the rest of the day, it's going to be a competition to see who's going to be able to impress more, right? It's going to be about who's going to have the more memorable moments, who's going to have the clutchiest of clutches. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look now at our competitors, starting off with our two teams here, Byro and Waffle Monsters. So both teams are hailing from Singapore, just across the pond from where me and Mustachio are based in. So our fellow compatriots are going to be fighting off against each other, and hopefully we'll be able to see which of these two Singaporean teams are the victors.
Yep, our brothers and sisters from across the causeway. We do apologize to Waffles Monster. We know you guys will not be too pleased that we got your logo mixed up there, but don't worry, we will get that sorted out a little bit later on. Byro, have been able to show us exactly how dominant they are in the competition. Will they be proving their dominance in here against Waffles Monsters? Let's take a look at their lineup. We've got Aaron, Vex, as well as Seichi, three names that are definitely well known to the mobile, open, to those who follow the mobile open scene as well as the recap shows, Victor.
Indeed, and it's great to see. Finally, we're going to be seeing Byro up against the big boys here, and I can't wait to see how they're going to be performing, especially against their own compatriots here. So, looking at their top picks and their top bans here, again, Stu Bell, very much expected here. It is the meta after all in season 6. But in terms of the top picks here, the Carl pick here is one that I certainly am interested in here because Carl, we have seen Carl's being used a lot throughout this tournament here, and he's had a decent mix of results, I have to say. But given that a lot of teams seem to favor it a lot, I expect that Byro is going to be making full use of the Carl, I expect, during their matchup later on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And of course, that might be their play style that they go in with all the time. And maybe we will see that becoming a habit, which, can give some of these teams the opening to go in for that Carl ban earlier on. Because, if that's the gameplay that Byro is going to be sticking on for a long time, it will definitely be explored. Waffles Monster here with Greek Get Drunken as well as Noping. I, have not been very well acquainted with them, but looking at their performance to get into, the challenge, the ESL Mobile Challenge, they have been on quite the journey, Victor.
Oh yeah, indeed, and having a look at their picks as well, quite different when you compare it to some of our other teams here. They seem to favor a lot on Jesse, Ruffs, and Poco for their lineups, and they really don't like Max or Dynamite here. So that's certainly quite interesting because typically we'll see most of the other teams go for something more in line with the current meta, but it seems like Waffle Monsters are pretty comfortable playing whatever they like, so which I find really, really nice because again, when you are the best player in the world, don't you want to just play the brawlers that you always would like to play?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And, being able to play up against the meta as well is, just another way for a pro player to show that, I can. At the end of the day, that's what Brawl Stars is all about. Yes, we do have the metas, getting in the way, just changing things up a little bit here and there. But the balancing within the game amongst all of the characters are, quite well in place, allowing, a wide variety of them to be, played in most of these matches. So let's see exactly how the two sides will be taking it up against each other, Byro as well as Waffles Monster. Victor, you've got a little bit more experience here with the side of Waffles Monster. Do you have a pick between the two as to which one's most probably going to come up on top?
Oh, I mean, again, putting me on the spot, right? But between the two of them, frankly, just a gauge, right? It's always so hard, especially when you're talking about two teams that I've not seen face each other before. So I could say that Byro is strong. I could also say Waffle Monsters is strong. Who's stronger than the other? It's always subjective, isn't it? But I think I don't know. Like, again, it's so hard to gauge, especially between two strong teams, right?
Yeah, by taking that question back, it's okay because obviously we will be able to see from game number 1. Brawl Ball, has got the potential to show us exactly that, right? And it's being played at Super Stadium. We've seen this map in play already so many times around today. Exactly how will Byro as well as Waffles Monster go in and approach this match? Because we've seen Tropa Suprema as well as Crazy Lagoon. It's not as straightforward as the first series that we witnessed between Sunny Side Up as well as Jupiter, because that one was a little bit more fast-paced. They were taking the ball, they were walking straight up towards that goal to score it. Between the two Japanese teams, on the other hand, it was more towards the mechanical gameplay to see exactly who will be able or who will be brave enough to approach the ball, because then you are going to get taken out, right? Because the trap has been set. The teams are waiting for you just, to see exactly who makes the move first. So, Byro as well as Waffles Monster, let's see exactly how this pans out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really tight one here. Let's see who's gonna get that first. Ping off first. No Ping tries his best to stay in front of Aaron. No, it's gonna be a pick off there into the M's. Vex now tries to get up onto the flank to hopefully keep some presence there, but his teammate Seichi gets picked off on the right-hand side. So
Now let's see exactly what Wex goes ahead to do here. He has to stay alive. The ball is up front, but Greek will be able to pass it to No Pink. Kid Drunken is up front as well, but Byro
Vex
will
left.
be able to hold a very good line here, Victor. Now let's see exactly what will happen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We seem to have lost Victor for just a moment, but we have lost Vex on the map as well. Now Vex, without him on the field, Seichi will be able to go in for the save, but he gets taken out of the deal. Vex is still alive, passes the ball over to Aaron, and enough has been run. Crit Drunken gets taken out as well. The ball is up top. It has gone past the halfway line, and Vex will be able to wait for Greek, eliminating him as well. What a play! The comeback is definitely real for Byro, and they have not lost this just yet. But that was a close call though, Victor.
that was so close, wasn't it? Byro now trying to go on the counter attack. Hit Drunken down to 75. He finally gets popped. Vex is very low as well, down to 98. No Ping tries to go up in front against Aaron, but I think No Ping is going to pay for it with his life there. Greek now left completely alone. He's going to try his best to stay alive, but the right-hand flank is going to open up. Unfortunately, and Greek gets a pick off there. Now Byro is going to try to keep control over the mid here, but the ball is still stuck in the corner here. It's going to be kind of hard for them to try to get an attack on. Now Kid Drunk is going to pick up the ball here, tries to bring it up in front of Byro. Waffle Monsters now needs to play this right. They need to get the pickoffs just nice, and they do get one of the Vex. Let's see whether or not they can finally get the ball in with only 20 seconds to go.
Oh, Greek's moving up. Kid Drunken now takes the ball, but Aaron as well as Vex are on the ball to make sure he does not move up any further. And now Aaron has got an opportunity on the ball. 8 more seconds up top. Vex with the beautiful pass, but they will not be. Oh! What a goal! 2 seconds on the marker. Seichi actually gets it done. An amazing play, Victor.
Wow. Talk about last minute, last possible second there for them to nail that goal, and they just hit it. Oh, wow. That was certainly one of the closest finishes we've seen so far in this tournament, but just goes to show, right? Just goes to show how close the games could be here.
How close or how absolutely deadly Team Byro is, right? Towards the very last moment where we were so sure that it might just fall into a draw, they pick it right up. 2 seconds on the clock and the ball crosses that line. What an amazing showing by Byro. And it's even more technical, compared to the game that Tropa Suprema played against Crazy Lagoon. But, whether or not that was intentional or accidental, we will be able to see after a couple of more matches, right? But so far, I've been loving the fight from the Waffle Monsters here.
Oh yeah, they're really putting up a spirited fight here. And I think like Byro now is... I was going to be, honestly, coming to this matchup here, I was quite curious to see how the teams are going to approach it. Are they going to, give each other the kind of space and respect, like how we saw earlier with Team Tropa, Suprema, and Crazy Lagoon? But in this case, no, it seemed more like they really just went all out against each other from the get-go. When they found the opening, they just aggressively went for it. When they found opportunities to try to go for kills, they just went and took the shot for it. So I think is now going to this next round here, the gloves are off. It's going to be a scrap now between these two teams until the finish.
Yeah, let's talk about a little to how Byro got the ball from crossing, preventing it from crossing their own line up top towards the corner, right on the right hand side. And even that play was crazy, man. Back to back, Byro has been able to show us absolutely how amazing they are. Waffles Monster, they've been able to show us that they can take some of these fights against Byro. And that has been the biggest difference here. Greek now being able to step up front, an ex-player of the Byro side.
Yeah, it's critical for them to be able to keep the pressure up, especially when they're one man down. They already got one pick off the Byro side, so Byro still sticking around here despite all of that pressure, but Greek now steals the ball away, so he's going to be bringing it down towards the Byro side. Now Vex is already back up, and Spawn is going to try to defend now, hopefully against Greek's approach, while Seichi tries to hold the midfield, unleashes his super now, so that's making a lot of space here denied here for the Waffle Monsters, as Vex now regains control over the ball, so Byro has possession. They are going to be passing it around, hopefully keep it out of harm's way, while Waffle Monsters still keeping the pressure up. No Pink getting up in front. Oh, trading 1-for-1 there with Aaron.
Unfortunate for them, man. They just took each other out here. Now Vex will be able to push the ball up, but unfortunately will be delayed just a little bit by his opponent. Kid Drunken is just holding the line back just enough. But Byro, as they always have been able to do, will be to once again, able to move this ball up ever so slowly towards that middle line. Now Seichi is waiting for the opportunity to score, so he's looking for those openings to move up top a little bit more. And he gets taken out, and this might be the opening that Waffles are looking for.
Well, they've got an equivalent trade though on the other end, so it looks like it's just making the situation even more of a stalemate here as they trade each other out on the left-hand side. Vex is going to try to pick up the ball as Seichi gets back up to speed. Greek now facing a lot of pressure from both ends as No Ping tries to get himself up in front. Vex now forced to try to send the ball away towards Aaron. There's still 30 seconds left. Byro still needs to try to get a score in, but they haven't caught. Oh, Aaron scores it right in. He realized it was an opening and he went straight for it. One goal up already for Byro. Waffle Monsters now under intense pressure because of 15 seconds left. Kid Drunken tries his best to get up in front, gets popped off as a result. Vex and Seichi just holds position. They just know all they need to do is just delay for time, and they will be able to win this first set. Aaron passes the ball to Seichi, and that is all over. Byro wins out this first set.
Yeah, talk about strategy, right? Being able to go all the way up top, being able to secure the goal for themselves, but once again doing it at such a situation where it's just a little bit too late for the side of the Waffles Monster to make a comeback. And I do not think this is a accident. Byro has been able to prove this twice now, which is why I said we really need to see the consistency in how these teams go in here and execute some of these moves, right? And this has just been perfection in set number 1 here from Byro, taking 2 back-to-back for themselves, Victor.
Yeah, and the thing about Super Stadium in particular compared to other kind of Brawl Ball maps is that this one is rather wide open. That's why you can see brawlers like Barley have so much success here, because you tend to have brawlers you want to favor more on sharpshooters, obviously, because the wide open spaces makes sharpshooting much more viable here. But secondly, how open the map is makes a huge variety of approaches that the teams can take in order to try to get onto the goal. So all it really took for Byro at that one time was for them to time it right to get the pickoffs very quickly and snowball that immediately to an attempt onto the goal. So again, very well done for their side. So moving on to the next few sets here, I think Waffle Monsters going to have to think really hard about how they want to try to meet the challenge here of Byro in these coming maps.
Yeah, I think the side of Byro is just a little too accurate with their execution, right? Especially with how they dart back and forth in and out of cover, taking out the players of Waffle Monsters one after the other. Now, in the previous matchup, it did matter in terms of, thinning down the line to be able to open the map up to go in for those goals. It wasn't really much of an objective. Now, this time around, it is somewhat similar. And I feel like Byro will be able to dominate as well, because we are talking about Hop Dado as well as the Heist. To be able to, get over to the other end of the map and do the damage to those, saves and get out of there as quick as possible. At the same time, be able to delegate who's going to go in for the defense, because we've seen, situations where both of those saves are taking damage at the very same time. And, some teams just leave it so open for their opposition, right? And that's something that Waffle Monsters definitely need to look out for in the next game here, Victor.
Yeah, this the next map here on Heist. Again, it's going to be a change of pace compared to Brawl Ball. Certainly, lineups are going to be very important here. So again, going into this here, I think Waffle Monsters certainly has a lot they have to try to work on in order to try to meet the challenge of Byro. But I digress. Let's go into our second set.
Yeah, I love the way Aaron's going in here for a flank towards the right here, but he will need to pull away if he wants to be a little safe. Seiji will be able to drop right in for the smash. Drunken gets taken out, Noping as well. A double kill, and just like that, Bybro is able to take such an amazing lead up front so early.
One jump there was all it took, and immediately that's a lot of damage done onto Waffle Monster's safe. Now can they make a counter attack though? Seiji going for another jump again. Oh, he gets a kill on the Kid Drunken one more time, but no ping. This time around gets a trade, but Vex is around here to get the trade off onto him instead, so not much damage done here. They're going to be back into their usual places. Seiji getting back in position. Vex now going on in front. They will be able to get a one pick. Can they get another one? Kid Drunken's going to get taken down. Byro now trying to get onto the save, bringing it down to 48%. That's going to be quite a number here for Waffle Monsters. So now they're going to try their best here to try to get back in position. Seiji jumps again on the Greek. Another burst onto the Colonel Rubs. Another attempt here on the Kid Drunken. And Vex goes up in front. Seiji now goes for the kill onto the save, but it isn't enough though to take it down. But still, Waffle Monsters, they are really hurting now.
Oh, absolutely, man. Look at this. 28% versus 96. Now, Noping's not even going to be able to put on any much damage here. He needs to back away. And Drunken gets taken out once again. 28% once again left on for the Waffle Monsters. 46 seconds. Can they make a comeback through? Noping cannot make the approach up front, but Seiji, on the other hand, will get eliminated. Greek will be able to recover for just a little bit. Aaron, on the other hand, still alive, but not for long. Bybro, they are not even going in for the push anymore. All they're doing is gatekeeping the side of Waffle's Monster, and that's more than enough. And that opportunity to push up that line, they'll take it for themselves. Seiji's still getting aggressive, but that's just running the clock down, Victor.
They're just running clock down. They really just know they have to stall for time, and that will just give them the win. But now, Waffle Monsters, they have Noping very close by. He's going to try to do some damage here, but no, the save on the other side takes a lot more as Aaron Seiji kills it off here to allow Byro to win this first round here on Hot Potato.
Yeah, there's no, reason to doubt at all that yes, Byro was one of the ones that hopped on right through, because they were sky up high in terms of that ladder placement, right? And this is exactly why, Victor, because of what they're able to do in this competition. Waffle's Monster, on the other hand, it's not like they didn't try. Every single time that they made that approach, they got taken down again, time and time. Every single time they failed to take one of these aggressive pushes, they paid so much of a high price for it that they were stunned. They just did not want to take the risk anymore. And all Byro needed to do was run down time. And a majority of that fight, Waffle's Monsters just were stunned in fear. They couldn't take that aggression up anymore, and they couldn't even defend. Can they make a comeback in game number 2? It really is all going to depend on that, Victor.
It's going to depend on whether they can keep the Edgar under control, because you saw the way Seiji just constantly jumps in and just scores kills. Oh, it's so disgusting to watch, wasn't it? But that was what Byro just kept doing time and time again, and it went to such a point that the Waffle Monsters they really couldn't handle that pressure. So now they're gonna have to they're gonna have to figure out a way to keep this Edgar contained, or at least find some way to counter him. So in any case, this time around, Seiji is not going to play the Edgar. It's going to change things around here with Colette being picked up on the side of Waffle Monsters. So bit of a change up. Let's see whether it's going to change up the fortunes here for the Waffle Monsters.
Both sides just building up their own ultimates. Let's see if Wax will be able to hit his Greek now. Quite low, Seiji as well, but Noping dropping in here for a quick backstab. But Seiji will get snuffed out. Aaron's not able to take out Noping, which means this is an opening for the side of Waffle's Monsters. But on the other hand, Waffle's Monsters are already getting so much of your save damage, Victor.
Yeah, I mean, Rico is really making full use of the fact that his projectiles are able to bounce off, so he's using the wall on the right-hand side in order to bounce his projectiles onto the save. So that's doing a lot of damage there on the side of Waffle Monsters, so they have to just keep an eye on where Seiji's positioning is. And you can see Greek intend to go for the jump into Seiji, but Seiji counteracts that with a quick kill onto him. Now Kid Drunker tries to get up in front of Vex, but Vex keeps him at bay there by using his super.
Will get taken down early in here. I mean, a minute to make a comeback whilst they do defend their own safe. Kid Drunken still trying to make the push, but unfortunately Byro's just a little too good, using all of his crates as well as that wall for cover. Kid Drunken will now back away. Greek making that brave approach, but will pay a heavy price for that approach. Aaron now will get taken down. Beautiful defense being set up just to survive for a little bit longer. Master gameplay from Byro and Victor by the ticking second. Waffle's Monsters look like they just gotta lose this, my friend.
It's looking very tight here, but the thing is, Waffle Monster is still that much behind here. Actually, this save is taking a lot more damage there than I'm expecting here. Down to 24% already, and Byro are still able to hold their own here. Seiji now trying to keep Drunken and Greek away from their save. Greek now trying to go for one more dive here, but the thing is, he has a lot to try to make up for here with 10 seconds to go here. Byro now desperate to try to hold their own, try to keep Noping all of their own save here, but it looks like they will be able to keep themselves together just long enough here for them to be able to take this round. And with the captain set, with the save being that much more healthy, looks like they will be able to take this round.
Yeah, Seiji was the major damage dealer there up to the very end as well. He continuously brought the pressure on by making sure there was always damage being dealt towards the safe on the other hand. And Waffle's Monsters, no matter how much they tried, no matter how much of, damage they try to give back in return, it was never enough, right? Because it was always a constant battle to either, manage the aggression that Byro was bringing up front, or, manage the push as well to go in for the damage, to be able to at least keep the game at a balance where they will be able to make a fight back in there. But it was just too much of hustle at the end of the day for the Monsters, it looks like, Victor.
And I just really appreciate the way Byro was just able to change things up. I mean, they started off with using Edgar to jump behind the lines. Then they changed things up by switching off to a Rico to do damage at range. And given that his super had such an extended range there, it really made it very hard for Waffle Monsters to really adapt to all these changes that be coming out from the Byro side. So if Byro can really keep this up here, they are really forcing a lot of these teams to expend the entirety of their kit. Their what do you call it? Yeah. Their book of strategies, right? They constantly have to keep thinking about new ways, new counters, and things like that, because Byro is just literally able to change at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And, that's exactly what makes Byro such a dangerous team in here. And, taking some of these bans against a team like Byro seems to be quite futile as well, because they've got such a wide range of abilities to be able to bring any characters as well as any combinations to these maps to take a surprising matchup against their opponents time and time again, right? And they continuously switch it up, so you'll never be able to read their gameplay. And the drasticness in how their gameplay changes as well, just like you pointed out, Victor, really does affect the way their opponents are able to go in for that constant pressure, right? Because just when you think you've figured out, okay, fine, I'm gonna be able to take them down if I focus in on this, And, they just changed that whole lineup up. And you are left wondering as to what went wrong. It's going to be a Greek now taken down so early, allowing Aaron as well as Wex to step in. Drunken's going to get taken down with just one more shot in, and both players will be able to position themselves well. Seiji has backed off of the zone, allowing NoFX to take up quite a bit for the side of Waffles Monsters, and Byro are off to a terrible start in here on that catch-up gameplay now, Victor.
Yeah, it's really surprising, especially given how strong they were in the previous set. But this time around, it looks like Waffle Monsters are really good here in the hot zone. As Greek still able to hold his own for quite a long time, and that's enough to bring it up 70% here on the Waffle Monsters side. So Byro has a lot of ground to try to make up for here, and the thing is, No Pain now finally gets himself picked off here, so Seichi is going to be able to keep the left-hand side captured for quite a long time, but Greek now coming back in for a lot more here, but this time he doesn't quite have the help here to try and beat up against the M's. So this time, Waffle Monsters now, they're slowly losing that lead here as Byro's starting to catch up. 75 percentage points now for the blue team as they are closing in onto this hot zone. Greek now trying to go for one last hurrah here. Tries to fight up against Aaron, but he's taking a lot of damage on his end. He's going to get taken down. This side, Byro's going to try to hold up. Oh, Kid Drunken, No Ping. They are able to capture the right-hand side just in time to allow Waffle Monsters to win this first round.
It's all about the Frank, man. Come on. It's all about the Frank, Victor. I mean, it has to be, right? Frank's is so difficult to take down when he steps into that hot zone, and it just brings in so much of pressure play. Noping was doing it all on his own on the zone on the left-hand side, and so much of praise needs to go to him as well because he held his own for quite a while. And it's not the fact that he was able to keep the side of Byro as well as Seichi off of that zone. It's also being able to avoid each and every single one of those ammunitions tossed towards him as well, which is not very easy to do on that tiny screen, Victor.
Yeah, it's not easy, and the thing is that why the Frank ends up becoming such a popular pick on this map here is just the fact that whenever face off in the a split hot zone like this, when you got 2 or more hot zones, you're often going to be faced in 2v1 situations, and Frank is pretty much the only brawler who can just very confidently take all of that damage, given that he has 10k health. But still, the fact is that his slow wind up or his super makes him a very vulnerable target. So the thing is that if you want to use a Frank here on a map like Split, you have to know how to use him right, otherwise you're still going to lose out anyway.
How they take this as Drunken will get taken down very early on. Greek on the same path as well as Aaron will jump right in. Byro looking to bring on that aggression early this time around, not allowing the side of Waffles Monsters to show them what they did the first time round, and moving up to that 45% mark now. Waffle Monsters, all they can do is hide behind the walls and look for an opportunity for an re-entry.
Kid Drunken seems to be attacking a little bit too early, a little bit out of sync compared to the rest of his team, and that's making it very difficult for Waffle Monsters to gain any sort of control over this hot zone. Look at that. Byro has just virtually captured both of these hot zones without much resistance here for Waffle Monsters, and it's proving to be a very easy round here for them. Look at that. Just picking up kills left and right. This is very much a far cry from some of these previous rounds. Byro just absolutely wiped the floor with it.
Yeah, man, and I think you hit the nail right on the head there with Kid Drunken. Just going in for the engage a little bit too early and not waiting for that backup, right? Not taking some of these fights a little bit calculated has proven to be the downfall of Waffles Monsters in round 2 there. And it's down to round number 3, the final round within this set. It was a great opener and then an amazing, or actually, I wouldn't say equally as amazing, I would say an even better response from the side of Byro. And, it just looks like whatever call that Waffles makes, Byro's able to come up with an answer, which just kind of swings this towards Byro a little bit as far as I am going to be making a prediction. But Waffles Monster, though, they have been able to show us moments of, absolute brilliance in here, Victor. They might be able to pull this off.
It might, but just that last round just left me scratching my head, though. I just wonder whether or not Kid Drunken had a miscommunication with his team, or was there some sort of play they were going for there that didn't quite work out. But nevertheless, that last round wasn't too impressive in my book. So here's hoping that this next set here is going to work out a lot better for them. So yeah, I think overall though, it looks like Byro pretty much is looking like the stronger team now. Mostly based off like the how they're able to keep their cool through a lot of the really tough fights that we've seen so far.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Let's take a quick look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the final opportunity in Hot Zone, as well as the final opportunity for Waffles Monster to fight and bring this to a set number 4. Noping as well as Greek holding a crazy circle onto the left. Seichi and Vex trying to take this fight on, but they are unable to step in. Avon, on the other hand, is doing amazing against Drunken, who's going in here with the Sprout, tossing in all of that ammunitions. Amazing as he takes Avon out of the equation. And right now, Waffles, they might just be able to do this, Victor.
You know, the Sprout is actually working out very well here with Kid Drunken to keep Seichi at bay, but that's only going to be able to keep them ahead for a little while now. Now that Seichi's in position here, Sprout's going to have a lot more trouble trying to keep this right-hand Hot Zone under control. Now, in the meantime, on the left-hand side, though, Waffle Monsters have no trouble at all keeping this up. They just need to keep Byro off of it. They take out the Kono Rough. So that pretty much is going to end that attempt there by Byro. So Vex is going to try one more time, but look at the amount of damage he's just receiving from Greek's end. Now, Nope's going to try to help out Kid Drunken on the right-hand side. It looks like Waffle Monsters might just have this in the bag if Byro can't really mount a good enough assault here. So now they're going for one more push attempt. Can they do it though? That's a lot of damage done, but no. Waffle Monster still takes it and makes it a really good set now.
My friend, and that's exactly how you win a game with a Sprout, my friend. That's exactly how you do it. Crazy game pulled off by Waffles Monster there, and I absolutely love how they did it. The final approach, even by Frank, was prevented thanks to that Sprout, and if it wasn't for him, this would have just been an easy win for Byro, right? And on both sides, it was just perfection coming in from Waffles, and they've managed to actually push this into a set number 4. And once again, we will be able to see Bounty at Shooting Star, and I'm excited. Waffles Monster, they haven't. I mean, it's definitely a huge challenge taking on Byro, right? But they've been able to hold on for this long. I think they might be able to do this, Victor, if they push hard enough.
Well, certainly they've held on a lot longer than most other teams that have faced off against Byro, that's for sure. So that alone already is putting their chances pretty high, I have to say. But I think I just have to give a little bit of appreciation to Kid Drunken, who's like, at first I thought like maybe he had a few too many drinks, but at least I can see that he's now sobered up. So hopefully he'll be able to impress us a lot more in these coming sets here, because Waffle Monsters are going to need these performances here if they want to impress during these challenger rounds.
Yeah, so we're going to be jumping into, Shooting Star in a bit. And like we've discussed earlier already, Piper might be the pick, but Piper might also be a ban as we go in here for the drop. We've also seen exactly how, effective Tick as well as Sprout can be, with the ability to throw some of these attacks over those walls. And is it going to be a straightforward approach, or are we going to be able to see the side of Waffles Monster kind of, hold the line back, allow the side of Byro to aggress and then take the fight onto them, right? Because this is do or die once again. And if they fail this, Byro gets a 3-1 victory. But of course, within this set, they have got 3 opportunities because it is a best out of 3.
Yeah, and given that this fourth set here is going to be a bounty round, it's all going to be skills now. I mean, between the two of them here, playing the map and playing an objective can get you so far, but once you're in facing off against an opponent here in bounty, it's going to be coming down to how quickly you can tap your screen here now. So, I mean, in this case though, at least for us here, it's now going to be a good way to gauge the skill level, the true skill level, let's put it this way, between Byron and Waffle Monster, which I feel it will actually be a little bit closer than we might expect though. So let's see how it goes.
I can tell you, I was pleasantly surprised by, Sprout just holding his own in the previous match for the side of Waffles Monster and, in the former Greek. And I feel like they will be able to really nail it this time around. Oh, beautiful bat back! Seiji as well as Aaron taken out of the equation there. And what's going on?
There's something confusing going on here. I think they might need a remake or something here because it doesn't seem like they're playing a normal map at the moment. So apologies, ladies and gentlemen who are watching here. I think might be a bit of a technical issue going on here for this matchup, as we're going to be waiting to see whether or not we'll be remaking this map.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to be jumping in for a quick remake there, but it's alright. Things like that I expected sometimes. Yes.
Yeah, stuff happens. So, but never mind. We'll give them some time to reset, and hopefully we'll be able to come back in and show you guys a conclusion of this set here. So, a little bit of apology for a slight false start, but don't worry, we'll be back later on. We'll just keep it rolling. We'll keep it rolling for now.
Okay, now let's see if or not, the side of Waffles Monster will be able to use, this opportunity for an extra breather, because they need to strategize. They need to see exactly how they'll be able to take this fight up against Byro and, also go in here with a victory, right? It's not going to be easy because so far, Byro has been able to show us that mechanically they are slightly more gifted by the side of, than the side of Waffles Monster. But, the fact that Waffles were able to make a comeback through in Hot Zone, the fact that they were able to fight that through so well down to that final match, shows that they are able to take some of these matchups as well. So it's going to, boil down to, exactly who are these characters that are picked in for this next match. So let's see if or not, the side of Waffles Monster will be able to make that comeback. Earlier in the match, we had to go in for a remake because one of them accidentally took a character that was already banned out. And hence the need for the remake. They were like, oh, wait a minute, weren't you banned out? So, it was definitely a mistake. But mistakes don't get to happen twice, though. They will need to pay a price for a disqualification if they do pick a banned brawler 2 times in a row.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the first time for a mistake, and usually we don't hold it against them too hard. So hopefully we'll be able to get back into the action real soon. So frankly, between these two teams right now, I really am rooting for Waffle Monsters to at least make some kind of a comeback here, because I can see the potential from these boys here. I can see that they do have the heart, they do have the spirit. I think it's just down to which one of these two teams is going to crack first under the pressure, especially if we do end up going to a set 5 here. It's going to become like a game of endurance between the two teams here. It's going to be who's going to be the first one to falter, when it comes to those critical moments. And I think as we go on to a long and extended set, can start to see that some of that fatigue will set in on the players. Yeah. But nevertheless, hopefully this remake does give a bit of a breather, gives Waffle Monsters a bit of time here to kind of refresh the mind a little bit, think about some other approaches you can try to take. Maybe this approach, even though it's the obvious one, might not be the best approach. There's certainly a lot of things on their mind, I will expect, at this moment.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We are jumping right into the game this time around, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. No remake. Blue Star on the map. Drunken is on the approach. Aaron wants to go in for the risky play, and he does. Beautiful avoidance of that shot from Kid Drunken. And now the Blue Star is for the side of Byro. They can take this aggressive gameplay as Aaron will pull all of the shots towards himself, but it's not a great idea as he will back away to recover. Seiji now on the man point. Should be able to go in for a jump if he wants here, Victor.
Yeah, the Tick Man has really made this a really weird kind of composition coming up from both sides, but the Nanis are just trying to fill in that void, I suppose, that the Tick is no longer able to fill. And oh, Seiji getting a kill against No Ping has certainly cost them quite a bit here because they're already 3 stars up and they cannot afford to give a lead like that to Byro, especially when there's so much time left. So now it's going to be major pressure now from Waffle Monsters getting more kills, but no, they concede another one. Kid Drunken and No Pain conceding kills left, right, and center now to Byro, and that's given them so many stars now. Another kill now onto Kid Drunken. It's going to secure them 11 stars, and oh my goodness, Byro pretty much might have this round in the back here, my friend.
Yeah, 41 seconds now. All Byro needs to do is just hold back and not aggress. Wait for the side of Waffles Monster to drop in and then jump for some quick kills. Rex is going to be protecting his 3 stars now. The side of Seiji and Aaron not needing to do much at all. This seems to be an easy victory for the side of Byro. Waffles will score 3 stars for themselves, but I guess that will be all, Victor.
Yeah, that's probably the most a Nani Super could do at this point now. Oh, that's actually a little bit of life here coming in. Oh, another pop there on the Kid Drunken. No, might even the odds here, but Byro still stays ahead by 5 stars. Well, yeah, that was certainly a close one there, man.
And it was absolutely close, and that's the beauty of Bounty, right? You go in there, and if you're a star player, if you get taken down, you give your opponents a little bit of an extra boost on their side. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough for the side of Waffles Monster. They were holding back a little bit too much, but it was also because of the composition that they brought in. And you were right, man. Those 2 ticks on both sides just making them hold the line back. I was
actually.
Yeah. I really wonder if or not a formation will be interesting, dropping a Frank in the fray as well, just to get a couple of stuns, and for that Nani this time to be brought in once again to go in there for that swipe on them. You know, if they get bursted in that way and, you know, allowing the Waffles Monster a little bit more of HP on their side with that Frank, might be able to pull this off, because Byro's just a little too accurate with their shots here, Victor. It looks like we might have lost Victor, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are going to be giving him some moments to catch back up with this. Is he back? Yeah, I think we have lost Victor for the moment. It's...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just moving on straight into this next round here. So Kid Drunken is going to switch up to a Sprout this time around. Hopefully it's going to try to change things a bit here for Waffle Monsters. Seiji still sticking with the Piper. Aaron still on the Bell. And the Nanis is still trying their best to try to keep the area denial here. But, oh, Kid Drunken scores the first kill here against Aaron, though. So looks like this change up on the Sprout might have just changed the fortunes here for Waffle Monsters.
Yeah. Seiji should be able to aggress with the 5 stars for Waffles now. It looks like Byro is losing out by the second. Vex isn't able to nail that shot onto this Sprout. Kid Drunken still doing amazing from behind that wall. Aiden will have to back away. Bell's supposed to be doing slightly better than that. Seiji saving himself in the nick of time, but it just wasn't enough, Victor.
Yeah, that was just last minute pop there that's going to score the kill here. So Waffle Monsters now 7 stars to 0 now. And Byro's side, what a turnaround here when you compare it to the previous round. So Byro now certainly on pressure here to try to get some kills. They try to go for one here on the Kid Drunken. Oh, they find one to No Ping, and that's going to give them 2 stars, but still not going to be enough yet. 40 seconds left, still plenty of chances here with Byro to try to even the odds. They have to try to find the kills. Vex trying to find an angle here, not quite able to get job done here, unfortunately. Aaron now getting a little bit low. Kid Drunken tries to force an issue. Isn't he going to get popped up? He is able to get out of the way just in the nick of time. 20 seconds left. Can Byro find some additional kills? He is still 5 stars behind. Another pop up there. Oh, that's beginning up to 9 now. Waffle Monsters up to 11. 7 stars now for Byro. Can he find one more kill here? No ping. Almost gets picked up, but Ben not able to pursue. 5 seconds left. Then one more pop up there will bring Waffle Monsters up to 13, and that is enough for them to score this round.
Almost taking it back, noping, just running away, saying nope, 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 saving himself from absolute annihilation. But that wouldn't have been able to get them the win, but it would have definitely been enough motivation to tell them that, oh, we are so close. Just one more takedown, but of course it didn't turn out the way Byro wanted. Waffles with an amazing comeback in here, and we are now once again down to the final match, Victor.
Oh my goodness, it's like just when we want to try to count them out, somehow Waffles Monster comes back even stronger than before. So finally, like, I think switching off to the Sprout worked well here for Get Drunken. Still not too sure whether whether or not they were able to still get more kills here with the Piper, but I don't know. At this point now, I think like this is going to be Waffle Monster's chance to really put this issue to bed and hopefully force Byro to go for another set.
Yeah, man, I hope they do that, because so far they've been able to show that, you know, they are capable of taking this fight. And I want to see exactly what more are they able to pull off against a dominant team like Byro. This is going to be the final opportunity that Waffles have been able to earn for themselves. And hopefully they do get it. Drunken losing his cover and loses his life as well, thanks to Aaron on the bill.
Yeah, I had to switch up to the Genie there. This doesn't seem to have worked out. The Poco gets picked up again, so Byro now having a lot of initiative now that they have the lead in stars. So Waffle Monster is going to have to try to find a way to even the odds here, but certainly the spread on Genie is going to make it quite hard for them to actually get any decent damage done. So they're going to have to rely a lot on the Poco here to bring the healing as they try to move on to Byro's position. But Aaron and Seiji using the bushes for cover, making it very hard for Byro to actually find a way to approach and find a way to get the initiative to the attack. The Greek's going to sustain a bit of damage there. He's going to be able to get a healing up thanks to Poco. He's going to try to force the issue onto Aaron. They do get a pop off though, but they do lose Hit Drunken in the process. Now No Ping is going to get focused upon here by Seiji. The Poco able to bring the healings just in time to stay alive and hopefully to keep Greek in the fight.
Waffles, they're still in here. Greek should be able to go in for the push on Aaron now, but he needs the backup from Noping. Noping cannot go in for the approach, and Waffles, they are being held back. Drunken cannot go in for the push as well. Byro's playing this defensive play to perfection. Seiji's not being touched at all by Drunken, but now Drunken's open and he gets eliminated, bringing Byro up to 10 stars as Noping goes down as well. All of a sudden, not only are they on the defense, not only are they on the up as well, but they've turned it around. Waffles Monster getting taken out one after the other, 13-5, and Byro's not done just yet, Victor.
They're not done yet. They still can try to go for some more stars, but Waffle Monster is desperate to try to claw it back in and try to go for one last attempt. They got the kills. Oh, can he get one more? No. Seiji's real low, but no, he gets a pop-up just in the nick of time. Byro, they are able to just put the final nail in the coffin on this set. Waffle Monsters, they tried so hard, but they could only make it this far.
Oh, they've got my blood boiling already, my friend. I want to see more from the Waffles Monster. I mean, what an amazing game to take up against Byro. Byro's one of the best teams in this competition, in this top 8 here. And the Waffles Monster, they've been able to prove that they can stand toe-to-toe and push the side of Byro to the brink. Unfortunately, unable to finish things off today. But you know, that's what's beautiful about the single round robin here between 8 teams. 7 days of competition. Each and every single one of these teams, they will face the other teams within the top 8 once before we go into the playoffs, where the best, the top 4, will be able to take these games. And this is just day number 1, Victor. Things only get better from here.
Oh yeah, indeed. Because like as this project is going to continue on, we're going to see more and more of these challengers really start to show themselves on the forefront here. And given the amount of talent we've been seeing here, I'm just really excited for the future here because, frankly, what we're seeing here is some of the potential future champions here in Asia Pacific really fighting it out for their opportunity at this point. So let's go ahead and have a look at some of the highlights and really recap a little bit about some of the fights that we witnessed here between these two teams.
Yes, it opened up. It was Brawl Ball at Super Stadium, and Bybro, took the patient approach. And this last-minute goal, man, the pass from Vex to Seiji was, done within a fraction of a second that you just did not, it was, you could barely see it on the screen. And once again, even as they were to go in for the second game as well, Bybro takes the last minute goal. They kept it for the very end, and they really showed us that mechanically they are gifted players.
Yeah, and Seiji continued to impress here. I mean, using the Edgar to absolute perfection here. Hot Potato made it so hard, and even adaptations they did later on because Seiji switched off onto another brawler later on that really made it so hard for them. And now onto this hot zone map here. This was a lot more closer. Like, this is where Waffle Monsters really fought hard here to try to keep themselves their hopes alive in this set. So it was a really good attempt on their end. The thing was that Pyro switched off to the Sprout, and it really made it a lot harder here for Pyro to be able to make a comeback happen.
Kid Drunken was just basically redeeming himself in that match, and what a way to redeem himself. But as he dropped into the fight where we wanted to go and see exactly who's better in terms of bounty, it wasn't really an equal matchup. In game number 2, the comeback was quite solid from the side of the Waffles Monster team, but it just wasn't enough to make the cut.
Yeah, it was more about who's going to be able to get that early advantage and hold it until the end. And even though it was very spirited, especially in the final round there, we did see that, especially as the timer started to run out, both of the teams rush each other in the last-ditch attempt there to try to gather last-minute stars. But in all those instances, Byro still ended up being the better team of the two. So eventually, they're the ones who won out this whole series.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we will be having Aaron over from Biro as well for a quick interview. So we will be able to take a quick sneak peek into the minds of the champions in here, into the minds of, one of the most dominant teams within the Brawl Stars, challenge in here by ESL Mobile. Victor, I'm definitely looking forward to having a chat with Aaron.
Oh yeah, I got a few questions probably want to ask him. So let's see whether he's going to be on the line here in a bit. But yeah, looking forward to this interview.
Yeah, man. The Sprout play that came back in from Kid Drunken was enough to kind of redeem himself. But I wonder what if the play from Kid Drunken was a little bit more solid for the side of Waffles Monster. Would that have been the game changer for themselves? And would they have been able to take a more aggressive game against Byro?
I mean, no matter how you cut it, if any of the plays were just any bit more solid, then of course they would have won. It's the most obvious answer. But I think for Kid Drunken in particular, I think he needs to kind of. I think there's going to be a lot of looking back at some of these matches here to try to see where some of the weaknesses I think from Waffle Monsters might be, because going up against another fellow Singaporean team and still not able to make it that close of a match here means that there's certainly some weaknesses that Waffle Monsters needs to identify and hopefully be able to fix going forwards. So I think for Kid Drunken, at least, hopefully he'll be able to review some of these matches here and see where Waffle Monsters can kind of improve on the way they've been approaching these matches.
Yeah. On the side of Byro, of course, we've been impressed with the way they took this victory. It couldn't be as clean as they wanted to, though, with Waffles Monster, managing to pull Hot Zone back for themselves. But so far we have not been able to witness a gem grab, and hopefully, we will be able to drop into the ice war between Team Flash as well as Last Wolf in the final series here. We still are waiting for the players to jump into the interview, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, so that will take another couple of minutes. But as we just go back in here for a review, as Jupiter took the victory 3-0 over Sunnyside Up, they were the only ones who didn't really look like they had the greatest of days in here to prove themselves, right? Sunnyside Up was a team that, fought back from the brink of defeat and managed to make a very last-minute comeback to qualify in here for the challenge series for Brawl Stars. So hopefully they will be able to make a stronger comeback tomorrow as well, Victor.
Yeah, and sometimes it can be kind of hard to believe, right, that the team that really worked so hard to make it this far could only come to the first day of challenges and get wiped out in literally the first day. So but that just goes to show the level of competition that we have here in the challengers. It's no easy task. It's a very different environment here compared to the opens, and frankly, if you're not up to the pressure, it's going to be very hard to justify being in the challengers here. So for Sunnyside Up, I think certainly the work is not done. I think even though they've already qualified challengers, now this is the real challenge for them, to show that they really deserve to have their place here in this season. Oh, I think we might have lost AJ there for a second there, so apologies for that. But yeah, we're still awaiting the interview now with Aaron from Team Byro. So while we wait for that, I suppose we also gotta wait for AJ to come back. But yeah, we're still this is only our third matchup for today. We still have one more match to go before we will call it a day here for today, and that is actually going to be the match between Team Flash and Last Wolf. So Team Flash, of course, they hail from Japan, and Last Wolf, they hail from Singapore. So that's going to be one matchup you could be looking forward to here. So hopefully we'll be able to see when AJ comes back, and I think AJ is back with us here finally. Welcome back, man.
The challenges of the online world, ladies and gentlemen, boys. But we all have to just make do, and we have to make the best of these situations. My deepest apologies for disappearing off air for a few seconds there. On my side, you lagged, man, and I was thinking, okay, it's all right. We'll just wait for Victor to respond in a little bit, and thankfully, production was able to tell me that, I was the one who's lagging a little bit.
Yeah, it's so funny. But yeah, looks like our interviewee is ready, ladies and gentlemen. This is Aaron from Team Byro, who we just witnessed had won their series against Waffle Monsters. So Aaron is going to be joining us here for the interview. So Aaron, can you hear us?
Hear me?
Oh, yep, I heard you there.
Yep.
So, how are you doing,
Hello.
man?
I'm
How are you doing? Yeah,
I'm good.
So that was quite a good series we saw earlier on. So, coming into this challengers here, how does your team feel about your chances in this challengers?
I think our team feels pretty confident of at least the top 4 position in this whole challenger series. I believe we are in the stronger half of the teams, so we're feeling pretty confident, and we're looking forward to the next few games.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. I mean, congratulations on your win, and congratulations on being, one of the dominant ones within the competition. Aaron, I want to know from your side, right? Byro, tell me a little bit about your team. Tell me a little bit about your teammates. How do you guys know each other? Is it just purely through the game? Do you guys know each other in real life? How's your training regimen like as a squad?
Okay, so I formed Byro earlier on in this year. So it consists of me, Vex, and Seiji. Actually, recently we disbanded because of conflict of interest, but we happened to sign up for this tournament while we were still together as a team. So we decided to just carry on with it and have it as our last final run together. And it seems like most of that chemistry hasn't really left, and we are still doing pretty well. So in terms of practices, because the team is disbanded, we haven't been practicing that much. But yeah, I mean, like things still flow pretty well today. So yeah, we're looking forward to the next matches as well.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting, Victor, to know that, because I was about to touch a little bit on your teamwork, right? Because you guys are really tight. When you go in there for those team fights, it's really, really, clean how you execute some of these movements. And you really cannot pull that off if you do not have great communication, if you don't really have great teamwork within your teammates. And and here you are, Aaron, dropping the bomb on our heads that, you guys are about to walk your separate paths. I guess we will leave further questions as to whether or not the team will stick around together when we get closer towards the end of the competition, because who knows, for all you guys might just change your minds.
Yeah, I mean, if we come out on top, maybe we'll come back together and just go again at competitive.
Victor, any last questions from you? Man?
Oh yeah, I think one question I got to ask for you guys here is season 7. Any expectations for you guys about what is going to be happening to Brawl Stars in the coming seasons? Any hopes you guys have for the game going to the future?
I mean, the update recently dropped. It has some promising game modes, a few questionable changes, but generally in the right direction. In terms of balance changes, they definitely nerfed a lot of these strong brawlers. So yeah, I mean, expectations, hopefully more light on the Asia scene. I feel like the Southeast, South Asia scene does not get enough attention as compared to other regions. So hopefully they could work on that, if possible, increase the prize pool, more coverage, and then maybe more people will sign up as well, and participate. I know gaming isn't as big in Asia as compared to other countries, but we have to start somewhere.
Oh yeah, certainly, and you guys are certainly making your mark here, ladies and gentlemen, this ESL Mobile project. So well done again, Team Viro. Congratulations again on your win. Hopefully we'll see a lot more of you guys in the future.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, cheers. Take care, Aaron.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from the one and only Aaron himself from Team Viro. Absolute shocking bomb being dropped on our heads today that a team so good, so mechanically gifted, so aggressive out there on those maps with their gameplay is actually a team that almost walked their separate ways. Thankfully, they had already signed up for this competition before deciding to do so. So let's see, man.
Yeah.
Let's see if or not this actually keeps them together. But I feel like Aaron definitely had a great point there, right? Not enough emphasis has been given for Brawl Stars in this region, but I think things are about to change with the whole ESL Mobile Open, bringing the change in for us. The ESL Mobile, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one that if you are not a part of just yet, in terms of a viewer, if you want to be a player as well, you most definitely can do so. How? I will not explain right now because I really need to take a toilet break, and I'm sure Victor needs a drink as well. Victor, Cax, and I will be right back.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up. Level up.
All we know about
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. It's time, get up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the ESL Mobile Challenge from Brawl Stars. And so far, the day has been absolutely crazy. We opened up with Jupiter taking a 3-0 victory over Sunnyside Up, and then Tropa Suprema would reign supreme over Crazy Lagoon, and that was a 3-1. We saw a repeat of that scoreline once again when Waffles Monsters stopped Byro from taking another 3-0 victory of the day, and that was a 3-1 as well. And now we are dropping in for the closer, the final series between Team Flash representing Lion City as well as Last Wolf from Indonesia. My name's AJ, I'm the Mustachio down here with the one and only Victor Gax to bring you all of the action.
Yeah, so it's going to be two Singaporean teams fighting off against each other again. And this time around, it's going to be Last Wolf as well as Team... sorry.
Team Flash, yeah, Team Flash.
Team Flash. Team Flash.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sometimes, man, they flash
choked.
straight in front of your face. You really missed their logo, my friend.
I just got a little bit choked up actually mentioning the name for some reason. So I don't know. Maybe it might be a bit of psychology playing its part here. This is the last match after all. So I guess like I'm feeling the nerves. I'm pretty sure that the teams are also feeling the nerves as well. This is the last round we're going to be of Brawl Stars we're going to be having for today, and I can't wait, man.
Absolutely, Victor. I mean, because the action has just been, at a all-time high compared to the times we were at the play-ins or, of course, at the previous matches, just from those ladders itself, right? For clear reasons, these are the creme de la creme of all of those teams. Let's bring up the versus graphics, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Once again, the two teams that will be taking on each other for the final series in here will be none other than the Lion City Singaporeans representing Team Flash against Last Wolf, the Indonesians. Are we going to be able to see Singapore rise up to the top, or will it be the Indonesians up in here. I mean, this fight has been predicted to favor the side of Team Flash a little bit more, just compared to what we have seen in, the ladders previously with their performance, Victor. But it is definitely an opportunity for Last Wolf to kind of prove us wrong, because at the end of the day, it's not what is just purely up on, those tables in terms of numbers. It goes down to those picks. It goes down to exactly how they take some of these games as well.
Yeah, I mean, strategy is going to be everything, especially in a game like Brawl Stars, where, mechanical skills certainly factor a lot, especially on certain game modes. But at the end of the day, you have to pick the right brawlers for the right maps, and those kind of decisions are the ones that wins games. So, Team Flash versus Last Wolf, this is going to be an interesting one because it's going to be Singaporean versus Singaporean again, just like the last one.
Yeah, Kubni A, CZK responds, as well as Sight dropping in here as their sub, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, representing Singapore. Their top
Flash
picks,
comprised
Gene as well as Max, Carl in there as well. Top bands, Poco as well as Bell. They don't really want Bell in there due to the current meta. Poco's just a little bit too dangerous with, the continuous support that he brings in with some of the heals for the team. So let's see if or not, the composition the Team Flash introduces in later on, Victor, will be able to overcome the Indonesian side team, Last Wolf.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but I think in terms of the lineup here, these guys are looking pretty strong on their end as well. So Repka, Emka, RB Guel, and Farhan are going to be the lineup here from Last Wolf, and these Indonesian stars have certainly shown a lot of potential here. So these are their top picks, Tara, Sprout, as well as the M's. Certainly a bit unconventional if you compare them to some of the other teams, but nevertheless, we're going to be going into our first round here, and already first score already done by Team Flash.
Yeah, man. Kubi A scoring goal number 1 there. And let's see if or not Team Flash will be as flashy in round number 2 as well. As our big wall gets taken down, it's a beautiful pass up top towards Response, but Response cannot approach the ball just yet because Farhan is on the prowl and Response is just a little bit too low on that HP. Farhan now going to be in trouble, eliminated by CZK, and this is an opener for Team Flash to bring the ball up top. Breka MK doing just enough, but this will be a little too much of hesitation from his end, and he gets snuffed out in the nick of time. And all of a sudden, we are back onto a standstill here. We might just see a Team Last Wolf hold Team Flash back here.
Oh, that's 2 back-to-back pickups here, and I mean, just like that, Team Flash found that there was no one left from Last Wolf to defend that one, so the ball just went straight into the goal. Well, that was a really quick one, actually. And surprise, surprise, again, we missed the first goal.
Yeah. So I'm starting to think whether or not the Last Wolf is actually the first wolf, because in the wolf pack, right, the strongest wolf, walks last. The weakest one walks up front so that the rest can keep an eye on them. Yeah, Last Wolf not really looking as sturdy as they want to be against a very, very confident Singaporean team here. Victor, they took the match with absolute dominance right from the beginning, and round number 2, for goal number 2, they took it a little bit slower. They didn't really want to get very much aggressive, and they punish each and every single one of the members from Last Wolf before taking such a easy, well-disciplined goal, man. They passed the ball around first. Each player touched the ball once before it went in.
They're already getting pickoffs, like nobody's business. Ball sent top the moment he tries to get the ball away. Arbuco fortunately is able to spawn just in time to get the ball out of harm's way. But man, that's just the amount of pressure that Last Wolf has to contend with, especially up against a team like Team Flash. So Flash now getting back into places. Arbuco gonna get taken out by his M's counterpart. The response going up in front against Farhan. Farhan getting so low. He's gonna get popped out like 50 days, but the ball is sent into the post by CZK, and that is the way Team Flash scores their first goal in the second round.
Oh, brilliant, man. Absolutely brilliant from Team Flash. The Singaporeans, I mean, this is once again echoing what we've already talked about, right? I mean, Singapore usually show, they put up the least number of teams, man, but they have absolute quality whenever they drop some of these esports teams in here. Arbigol going to get taken out here. He is the last player, but Response doesn't even need to wait for Arbigol to fall. He'll take that second goal. Team Flash taking game number 1 so easily, Victor.
Oh, this might say it a little bit too easy, really, because Last Wolf, like, I don't know whether were they caught out by surprise, or was Team Flash really that strong against them? But it seemed like they really weren't able to get a good foothold in that first set at all. So yeah, I think this is going to be certainly a worrying thing if I were on the side of Last Wolf. But I don't know. Again, it is Brawl Ball after all. It's a game mode that is notorious for having such huge wild swings. Hopefully this may be a bit of a fluke here from Last Wolf, but we'll be able to tell once we get into set number 2.
I highly doubt that it was a fluke because of, exactly how well executed it was from, Team Flash, right? But of course, Victor, we have to leave it up on the table. For all Last Wolf could make a tremendous comeback within Heist here. Although the chances of that look pretty low based on the performance from game number 1. Not just from one side, right? I'm not saying that, Last Wolf did not perform as well, and therefore, I don't really expect them to step up to the board once again. I think there was a equal showing on both. There was equal, arguments on both sides. Neither argument kind of serving Last Wolf very well. Last Wolf was underwhelming. Team Flash was not only on the ball, but they were very much ready to take this fight up against their opposition, right? So let's see if or not game number 2 will make a difference, because it definitely is a very much different pace compared to Brawl Ball, Victor.
Yeah, very, very different. And again, like Hot Potato being the kind of map where you have to learn to love the bushes in a way, or rather, you eventually love to hate it in a sense. But nevertheless, Heist map is only going to be a bit of a better battleground, I think, for Last Wolf. It's going to at least hopefully give some better fights here for Last Wolf to be able to show what they're capable of, because frankly the first round went way too fast there for Last Wolf, so hopefully this next round is going to change their fortunes.
Let's see if or not if it is anywhere near like game number 1. Could be Ace quite low on that HP, will need to back away, but he is exposing himself on purpose, attracting some of these shots towards himself, trying to bait out Farhan, and Farhan gets caught off guard as Response drops in with a quick bat to the back. Our big wall now gonna get eliminated as well, and this might be the opener the Team Flash needs. Farhan gonna get bombed down once again by CZK, and the damage to the save has already begun, dropping down to 79% now, and only to get down even lower as Team Flash will not stop taking out the players from Last Wolf here, Victor.
Why is nobody focusing on CZK? Only now Farhan is able to get him out of the way, but he's already done such a number to save. There's literally nothing Last Wolf could do at all. 0 percentage points, and Team Flash still had, I think, 99% on their own save. Oof, this is looking like a repeat of the first set, my man.
Yeah, man. I said, right, it seems like, the team of Team Flash is a little too good, and they're clearly showing it on the map. And Last Wolf is a little underwhelming, and they're proving it once again. Will they be able to take a better matchup against Team Flash is quite questionable in here based on, the showing that they've brought forth. So not a lot of promise from the team. I don't blame them though. It is very intimidating to face up against a team like Team Flash, who's just so aggressive from the get-go, where you feel the need to drop into a defensive stance, but once you go to that mode, you are almost, locked in that position, because Team Flash, they don't stop attacking, Victor.
Yeah, it can be very, very shocking, I think, for teams that are not used to this level of aggression. And I think that might be leaving Last Wolf a little bit stunned. If not, I certainly think that Team Flash is way stronger than Last Wolf perhaps anticipated. So that's why we're seeing such a huge disparity right now in this matchup. So I don't know. At this point, I wonder if Last Wolf like has any sort of like plans on how they want to change things up, especially with this round. I guess we're about to find out now that we're going to be entering into round 2. Let's see whether they're going to be able to do something here. So Response now is going to be using a Darrow. Arigo, Farhan still sticking to the usual heroes. The brawlers here. Rebecca Emka in the backline. Oh, Kubni Ace jumps in front, takes out a kill onto Farhan. Now they're going to be going onto Arbiquel, but Arbiquel still able to stay alive, and they got the kill on the CZK. So a little bit of a tussle. Response going to come in, takes the kill onto Farhan. He is in the forward position, and that's going to be his downfall as Arbiquel picks up the kill. Kubni Ace comes back in from spawn, gets the kill onto Arbiquel, now jumps onto Farhan. Now it looks like they're in the perfect position to do some damage onto the save, and they brought it down by 17 percentage points. Response continuing on the pressure, getting onto Arbiquel, getting him popped out. That save is getting popped really hard now. It's down to 40%, but conversely, the save on the other side is also taking damage. It's down to 69% as Rebecca Emka somehow managed to slip his way through, and now is only being forced off of the way by Response.
Yeah, man, the Response is there to do exactly that, respond to the impending danger. Rekka Emka has been flushed out, but now they will have to deal with the side of Team Flash and their absolute deadly assassin who keeps flying through to drop the dead bomb on all of these players right now. Response once again will drop in for the damage onto the save. Absolute wrecker he is in this game, and that is about it. Response taken out towards the very end, but he's the MVP because of all of that pure damage he dealt there, Victor.
Yeah, just diving in and coop the ace. When he saw that, he knew all he needed to do is just get onto the safe and finish it off. So very well done. It was very quick as well on that round. So I don't know. Looking at the trend at the moment, I could say things are not looking that good for the Last Wolf at the moment.
Yeah, it wasn't looking good from the get-go, and at times this is what we this is what we are all set up to find out in day one of the group stages, right? Exactly how these teams will fare up against one another, as well as what's the leaderboard gonna look like, who's the most dominant one, who's the aggressive ones in here that we need to look out for, who are the more docile ones that not necessarily are no threat, but maybe lying in wait to make a comeback a little bit later on, because some do kind of prosper a little bit later on in the competition as they learn the play styles of some of these teams that they can clearly see now and try to counter later on. Because no matter how many strategies that you have up your sleeves, there are definite loopholes in them. So are we going to be able to see Last Wolf find these loopholes in Team Flash's strategy? Oh, they have to, Victor.
They have to. It's do or die at this point, and now this hot zone map here will be their last chance here to hopefully make a splash at the challenge. So now Team Flash are still doing well to keep control over their side of the map. That's going to be a good pop there onto the Ace, but really Cool gets popped off as well, so not quite able to capitalize on that pick off there as Flash now captures the right hand side, and they're doing very well on their progress so far, bringing it up to 40 percentage points now. Last Wolf still very much far behind, still looking for a way to try to come back. Arbiquel unfortunately gets himself picked off there, and Farhan not able to find the shots there. It's a Colt. He's going to get popped off by the tick of CZK.
Yeah, man. Last Wolf just not having the guts to drop in here to take some of these fights face to face for a very good reason. You see, even with Rekka Emka, man, he can just drop in for the aggressive take onto Cookie Ace and, eliminate him from that fight already. But instead, he chooses to back away, absorbing the damage, for so long. And finally, when he's so low on that HP, making that aggressive move in. I mean, if the side of Last Wolf continuously play like this, there's just not going to be much hope in here. Team Flash is doing everything right.
Perfectly, they're doing everything to a T. It's so frustrating, I think. Like, when just watching from Last Wolf's perspective there, it's just that everything they're trying to do, Team Flash is just not budging at all. They're still staying onto that hot zone, keeping the capture going just throughout the whole round, and oh man, This is looking very, very tough here. I'm afraid that if Last Wolf cannot find a good way to counteract this, Team Flash might just walk away now with a 3-0.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That last matchup was really not convincing at all from Last Wolf, especially how Rekka Emka went in there to take some of these fights. Because it's all about, especially with Hot Zone, right? It's about how long you can stand in that zone, and the way these maps are in Brawl Stars, it's pretty much equal on both sides. It's all about mechanically, are you gifted enough to be able to deal damage and avoid yourselves from taking much of these damage from the opposition. Very clearly, Last Wolf is having a bit of an issue with the latter. Let's see if or not it will be of any change this time.
It's gonna be even harder now because they brought out the Frank now. Although Response gets himself popped away though by the B, so maybe Last Wolf might still have a fight left in them yet. So Cookie is gonna be forced to keep his distance now from the right hand hot zone. This is actually working quite well for Arbiguel at the moment.
Once again, man, Response dropping in there. Arbiguel moving away from that hot zone when it was really not required. Farhan could have given him that back.
Now Response gonna...
but even so, Victor, it was quite an alright play. They are still in here. Let's hope, the side of Last Wolf can make a comeback in here. Bring it on, Victor.
Yeah, they're really trying hard here, but Last Wolf, at least this time around, are able to put up quite a more spirited fight compared to previous rounds. Arbiguel trying his best to stay alive. Farhan unfortunately not able to do so as he gets popped out by Cookie Ace. CZK finally gets a kill on the Arbiguel, so there's no one left from Last Wolf to try to counteract these hot zone tickets, and it looks like Team Flash might just be able to finish up here. Seems like...
Well, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. A easy... I can't even say easy, right? Because it wasn't just easy. It was a quick and easy elimination of Last Wolf. Not from the competition, of course. This is just day one of group stages. But elimination from, well, in front of Team Flash. They just snapped them out of existence for the day. An absolute upset. And, the pace of how these games were taken, Victor, is a testament of how dominant Team Flash wants to be in the competition.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so stark, right? The difference between these two teams, but Team Flash didn't put a foot wrong at all throughout this entire set. They didn't drop a single round. Last Wolf, unfortunately, didn't have the last laugh this time around. They are, unfortunately, faced with a 0-3 here, and Team Flash are showing themselves to be probably one of the stronger Singaporean teams here in the Challengers.
Oh, absolutely, man. I think, we might even be seeing the strongest team in the competition, arguably, because the showing against Last Wolf isn't a true benchmark for that, right? We want to be able to see Team Flash take on teams like Jupiter, Tropa Suprema in here, Byro, and see exactly what they can pull off of those guys. Last Wolf, amazing showing in here. We surely are expecting more out of them. Hopefully tomorrow is a little bit different as to how it drops out. But let's take a quick recap over that game once again and see exactly how did Team Flash pull this off in a Flash Vector.
Yeah, let's go ahead and see how it all happened from that first round there. The Brawl Ball was really fast here coming up from Team Flash's side. We didn't even get to catch that first goal, but you can see, like, just using the throwers to the advantage here, CZK really made that left-hand flank very toxic for Team Last Wolf, and that round they completely got the pickups there, so that allowed them a free entry into the goalposts. And in this next round here, again, same situation. You got CZK just up in front, constantly dealing damage and making it impossible for Last Wolf to even have any presence in their half of the field.
Yeah, but with everything said and done, I feel like Last Wolf had some highlight defensive moments in that game. But I feel like that in itself is the problem, right? They were just too defensive against Team Flash in all of these games. We didn't see the aggression from them at all, and then just allowed so much of room for Team Flash to go in and exploit, not just picking up those goals, but also, going in for the robbery, absolute daylight robbery on their save there as well in this heist.
Yeah, and I think just the combination of like Team Flash's aggression as well as their the intensity they usually go with every time they start a push, I think that really caught like Last Wolf kind of off guard. They didn't expect this level of intensity, and that's why we're seeing like in a lot of these rounds that constantly Last Wolf is always on the back foot, always on the defensive, not able to find initiations. And this hot zone round, like Last Wolf really tried to get some sort of presence done, but for the most part, they're just getting outplayed completely by Team Flash.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate for Team Last Wolf that, Flash was the very first ones that they had to meet in this competition. But, they'll have their fair chance against all of the rest of them, right? There needs to be some dominant ones in a competition. There needs to be some that will be, well, I guess not so dominant as... Mustache just stating the obvious, right, as to waste time, whilst we have CZK on the way to jump in here for a interview representing Team Flash from Singapore, Victor.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump in. CZK, can you hear us from your side there, my man? Hello, ZZK, can you hear us?
Yes, hello, I can.
Okay, nice.
Can you hear me?
Yep, hear you loud and
Alright.
clear, man.
Alright.
So I think first off the bat, congratulations. You guys had quite a good set there, I think, against Last Wolf. I think first question right off the bat would be what are you guys kind of expectations coming into these challenges here? Like what are sort of like the compared to some of the other teams here, who do you expect are going to be some of your biggest obstacles during this challenger phase?
Coming to this challenger, we are expected to win all the games and all the matches. But I would say that the biggest competitor will definitely be Jupiter. They are the best in Japan and they just swept through the finals. They're just damn good and preparing for them and just hoping to win all the other games as well.
Yeah, I think calling out Jupiter as one of the biggest competitors in here to overcome is definitely a fair point, CZK. Do you mind giving us some insight into how your preparations are going to take on these teams? I mean, like Byro, Tropa Suprema, Jupiter, they are all showing that in day one they can shine as bright as you guys. But how is the preparation from your side in terms of going in and taking them on confidently?
Currently, we're just waiting for the balance change. Then after the balance changes, we'll start screaming and then just understanding meta. And then from there, we'll just focus on the communication and the synergy and then just improve on comms and everything. Then I'm sure that we can win anyone.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, so I think I've got one last question for you, and this might be just a little bit of a fun one, actually. So the question basically goes like this. What's your favorite brawler to play as, and what is your least favorite brawler to play against?
My favorite brawler would definitely be Spike, because I understand the mechanics and I just love Spike. He's just so cute. Yeah, and my most, how to say, let me check Brawl Stars 1 sec. I want to see the most hated brawler I've won to face against is.
You just gotta check his face again, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll probably be Bell, I guess, because
Bell
is damn OP, and I just don't
really
like
is.
facing Bell. Yeah.
Hopefully the next
fair enough.
balance change is going to do a lot to Bell, maybe? One could only hope, right?
Bell is still strong after the balance changes. It will still be strong. Yeah.
Exactly, man. Well, CZK, once again, congratulations, man, for taking the absolute beautiful win over Team Wolf, and good luck in securing, amazing wins in the competition in the future.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, there you go, Victor, from the mouth of CZK himself, Team Flash. A confident bunch, I am very sure, as they drop in here to dominate Brawl Stars. I am not shocked at all. The Singaporeans are confident for a reason. Once again, echoing to what I've already said. Small in number in terms of population, but the talent that they really do put out there in the world of esports wants to fear for sure.
Yeah, certainly. It's been quite an exciting night for me, and as for you as well, I expect, because, having been through this journey here of the ESL Mobile project, seeing all of these amazing talents come up in the opens, and then finally coming here to the challengers and actually seeing these guys fight each other for the first time, it's been quite a treat on my end. So I've really enjoyed tonight. I seriously hope, and sincerely I hope that everyone at home did the same as well, that you guys really enjoyed these fights here today, because this is why we're here. This is why we come here to Asia Pacific, because we want to find the best possible teams, the best players right now in the world for Brawl Stars, for all these mobile games, to really come out and show us what they're capable of. And today certainly has not disappointed in that regard.
I mean, Brawl Stars as a game itself definitely hasn't disappointed. I was, very, very recently acquainted with the game, with the opportunity to, commentate for them as well, right? And, in the progress, in the journey of just learning the game, understanding the game, and playing, a few of these matches, I've fallen in love with Brawl Stars already, right? Because of how, once again, like how we always discuss, Victor, how unassuming the game is, how simple it is, how absolutely beautiful the mechanics are, and it really takes a high skill level to be able to really excel. And who are those teams that have been able to take this learning curve with Brawl Stars and take this unassuming game and be able to reach the echelons of the esports world and climb up to the top? The top 8 teams. Let's take a quick look at the standings here.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's Team Jupiter now leading the charts here with 3 points. Team Flash as well with 3 points. Tropa Suprema and Bryro, each of them having won their respective matchups here, will be able to take the top 4 spots here. So certainly these are the top 4 teams that the bottom 4 will be looking for opportunities to knock down whenever they can. So Crazy Lagoon, Waffle Monsters, Sunny Side Up, and Last Wolf are those teams that are certainly looking for those opportunities in the coming weeks.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, as the weeks will be moving through, once again, this is a single round robin best of 5 sets, which means each and every single one of these teams will meet the other teams one time before we have the final standings, and the top 4 will move on to the playoffs. And, the stakes are at an ever high. The level of competition is absolutely insane at the challenge compared to the open or the play-ins as well, for a very specific reason, because obviously those were the qualifiers, true, right? And these are the teams that have been able to reach up to the very top. But of course, who will be able to outperform the rest? Will it still be Jupiter, Team Flash, Tropa Suprema, as well as Byroad tomorrow, Victor? Or will we see these teams turned on their heads?
Yeah, that's going to be something that remains to be seen, isn't it? But that's why we are going to be continuing on this journey here at the ESL Mobile Challenge, because this is only the first day of our playoffs here at the Challengers. So we still have a lot more Brawl Stars action to come with you guys very, very soon. So make sure you guys stay notified here at the ESL page. Do hit that like button, do follow us here, and stay notified whenever these live streams come up.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, these matches are so exciting, each and every single one of them. But what's even more exciting is some of these comeback plays that we have witnessed in here, right? Waffles Monster as well as Crazy Lagoon, they definitely deserve a shout out because although they were at a brink of annihilation at points, they did not give up, especially the side of Waffles Monster. How many times did they try to fight back the inevitable defeat? But of course, at last to be consumed by the eternal blue flame Pyro. You know, I am excited to see exactly what we have in store tomorrow. Let's take a quick look at exactly that.
Yes, this is going to be the next day's matches, starting off with match at 7 o'clock between Jupiter and Waffles Monster. Then follow up at 8 o'clock with a match between Sunnyside Up and Crazy Lagoon. And then Tropa Suprema will face off against Team Flash at 9 p.m. Followed by the last match for tomorrow. That is going to be Byro versus Last Wolf. Another rematch here, it seems. So let's see whether or not that's going to turn any of the fortunes around.
This is going to be crazy, man. I'm definitely looking forward to Tropa Suprema, you know, facing off against Team Flash. There's going to be series number 3 there. It's definitely going to be heated. Let's see if or not these two teams who have been able to take those, you know, absolute crazy victories today will be able to fight it out until game number 5 tomorrow, Victor. That's one that's absolutely gonna, you know, light the day up. But Jupiter taking on Waffles Monster. Waffles have been able to show that they can, well, maybe not stand toe-to-toe with Byro, but at least perform well enough to not get crushed straight out 3-0. The ability to perform against Jupiter is quite high as well, so I'm looking forward to series number 1 as well, buddy.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be series number 3 for sure. I mean, Tropa Suprema, their match against Crazy Lagoon today was quite a highlight for today. And given that Team Flash has been so strong again in the matchup against Last Wolf, this is certainly going to be quite the clash here tomorrow when Tropa Suprema and Team Flash meet each other at 9 p.m. So that's what I'm going to be looking forward to.
At the end of the day, of course, it will all be down to the game modes that are played, as well as the maps that, you know, some of these battles will be, you know, played out on as well. Tomorrow, it'll be a whole new rotation. So whatever that you've seen today is not going to be on the repeat tomorrow. Whole new set of strategies, which the teams will be able to go and practice up today. They'll be able to script. Hopefully, Byro will be able to do that, although they're not talking to each other anymore.
Well, let's see. We'll have to see. But I think I've enjoyed myself here today. Haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, like I said, the matches have been, you know, on fire. But I am looking forward to it just getting even better as the days go on. This has just been day 1, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, at the challenges for Brawl Stars. Once again, my name is AJ. I'm the Mustachio, down here with the one and only Victor Gax. This is the end of day 1. Both of us will catch you tomorrow.
Before we jump into the next one, here's a quick reminder for all of you mobile gamers out there. The ESL Mobile Open is just around the corner, so head over to Twitter right now and get all of those details. Tell your friends, build a team, and earn a spot in the finals.
Feel the lights, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the wait's up. That's how we know when we level up. Hey, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. That's how we know when we level up. Yeah, that's how we know when we level up. Level up.